I request all the dignitaries kindly take your seats. Good morning all. With immense pleasure, deep pride and great enthusiasm, I, Jitendra Patel,
And I, Khushbu Yadav,
extend a very warm and cordial welcome to all of you, distinguished dignitaries, respected academicians, industry experts, researchers, scholars, student conference on artificial intelligence and cybersecurity, ICAICS-26, proudly organized by Sankalchand Patel University. It is truly an honor to witness such an esteemed gathering of brilliant minds united under one roof with a shared vision to innovate, to collaborate, and to shape the future of technology.
today we come together at a time when the world is experiencing an unprecedented digital transformation. Artificial intelligence is no longer a concept of the future. It is the driving force behind smart industries, intelligent healthcare systems, advanced research, automated business, and data driven decision making. AI, at the same time as our digital ecosystem expand, the importance of robust and resilient cybersecurity has become more critical than ever before. Over the course of this conference, we will engage in insightful keynote sessions, technical paper presentations, expert discussions, and knowledge sharing interactions that will inspire innovation and encourage collaborative growth.
It is indeed a proud and privilege to extend a warm and heartfelt welcome to our esteemed dignitaries present on the dais. We are deeply honored by the gracious presence of Honorable Chief Guest Dr. Madan Mohan Tripathi Sir, Director General of National Institute of Electronics and Information Technology, Delhi, Shri Prakash Patel Sir, Honorable President, Sankalchand Patel University, Dr. P.M. Udani Sir, Honorable Provost, Sankalchand Patel University, esteemed guest of honors, Dr. Padmaja Joshi, Scientist G, CDAC Mumbai, and Dr. P. Manjushri, Group Head at Remote Sensing Applications Area, National Remote Sensing Center, ISRO, Hyderabad. Distinguished industry guest, Shri Sunny Waghela Sir, CEO of Tech Defense Labs, Ahmedabad. And Dr. P.J. Patel Sir, Honorable Conference Convener, for dignifying this gathering with their presence and for their continuous encouragement.
Ladies and gentlemen, I request everyone to please rise up at your place for the university anthem.
तो ज्ञान जिज्ञासा सदा तू तृप्त करे सांकलचंद पटेल यूनिवर्सिटी तारी यश कीर्ति जड़ हड़ती रहे गौरव तू गुजरात नू विश्व फल के तारू नाम अमर रहो काम काम शिक्षित बने विद्यार्थी विनयी बने आभेख छे सांकलचंद पटेलनी ज्ञान खोजनी लहर उठी यौवन मां गूंजी उठी आ विद्याधाम विद्यापीठ बनी विसनगर नी आन छे नूतन नी तू शान छे आवार साने कदी तू विसरिश ना અહીં જ્ઞાન કર્મનો દીપ જલે સેવા સંસ્કાર રૂપી ફૂલ ખીલે માનવતાને લઈ જાતી હર દિલમાં ગૌરવ તું ગુજરાતનું વિશ્વ ફલકે તારું નામ अमर रहो सांकलचंद पटेल यूनिवर्सिटी तारी
may take your seats. Thank you. Light has always been a powerful symbol of hope, wisdom, and positivity. Just as a single flame dispels darkness, the light of knowledge removes the darkness of ignorance and guides us towards truth, progress, and enlightenment. On this auspicious note, in accordance with our rich Indian tradition, I humbly request our esteemed dignitaries to kindly grace the stage and perform the Deep Pragatya.
शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते दीपज्योतिर्परब्रह्म दीपज्योतिर्जनार्दनः दीपज्योतिर्परब्रह्म दीपज्योतिर्जनार्दनः दीपो हरतु मे पापं सन्ध्यादीपनमोऽस्तु ते ओ दीपब्रह्मरूपस्त्वं ज्योतिषां प्रभुरव्ययः.
It is often said that flowers can express emotions that words sometimes fail to convey. As a gesture of our heartfelt respect, gratitude, and warm hospitality, we now have the honor of presenting a bouquet and memento to our esteemed dignitaries. This memento symbolizes our deep gratitude for your valuable time, inspiring presence, and unwavering support, which truly enriches the spirit of ICAICS-26. So now I request our Honorable President SPU, Shri Prakash Patel sir, to welcome our chief guest, Dr. Madan Mohan Tripathi sir, Director General of National Institute of Electronics and Information Technology, with bouquet and memento. Thank you, sir. Now I request our Honorable Provost SPU, Dr. P.M. Udani, sir, to welcome our guest of honor, Honorable Dr. Padmaja Joshi, ma'am, Scientist G, CDAC, Mumbai, with bouquet and memento. Again, I request our Honorable Provost SPU, Dr. P.M. Udani, sir, to welcome our guest of honor, Honorable Dr. P. Manjushri, ma'am, Group Head at Remote Sensing Applications Area, National Remote Sensing Center, ISRO, Hyderabad, with bouquet and memento. Thank you, sir. Now I request conference convener Dr. P.J. Patel, sir, to welcome our industrial guest, Shri Sunny Waghela, sir, CEO of Tech Defense Lab, Ahmedabad, with bouquet and memento. Now I request our Honorable Registrar SPU, Dr. Parimal Trivedi, sir, to welcome Dr. Sunil Shukla, sir, Director General, Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India, EDII, with flower and bouquet.
Sankalchand Patel University, established on 9th May 2016 under the Gujarat Private Universities Act, is a rapidly growing center of academic excellence in North Gujarat, spread across an 84-acre vibrant campus. The university offers diverse programs in medical, paramedical, technical, and science disciplines, supported by state-of-the-art infrastructure, advanced laboratories, and a vibrant research environment. Committed to excellence in teaching, research, consultancy, and community engagement, the university continuously strives to nurture innovation, professionalism, and integrity among its students and faculty. Adding to its achievement, the university has been awarded NAC Grade A accreditation, reflecting its strong academic framework and commitment to quality education. At Sankalchand Patel University, equal emphasis is placed on holistic development, encouraging students to excel academically while also nurturing their leadership, creativity, and ethical values to become responsible global citizens.
Ladies and gentlemen, the International Conference on Artificial Intelligence and Cybersecurity, ICAICS-26, serve as a dynamic global platform that brings together researchers, academicians, industry experts, policymakers, and young scholars from across the world. The conference aimed to explore emerging developments in artificial intelligence and cybersecurity, with key focus areas including AI technologies and applications, cybersecurity frameworks and threat detection, ethical AI and governance, and digital transformation from national and global perspectives. ICAICS-26 promotes knowledge exchange, research collaboration, and meaningful discussions. The conference received an overwhelming response with 600 plus research paper submissions, out of which 190 papers were accepted after a rigorous peer review process. It has attracted 400 plus participants in both online and offline modes and featured 16 specialized tracks covering diverse themes in AI and cybersecurity. The event also highlights a strong research contribution from Sankalchand Patel University, with 40 papers having first authors and 37 papers with co-authors from the university. Furthermore, than 15 plus distinguished speakers from reputed organizations such as NIELIT, CDAC, JANSTC Japan, ISRO, Mahalanobis, National Crop Forest Center, Lincoln University, SATLEO Labs, and several national and international institutions. A big round of applause.
Now, it's my great honor to privilege to invite our Honorable Provost Sir of Sankalchand Patel University, Dr. P.M. Udani Sir, to deliver the welcome address and share his opening remarks. Sir's visionary leadership, academic excellence, and constant encouragement have always inspired both faculty and students to strive for higher standards of learning and innovation. His guidance plays a vital role in shaping the academic culture and growth of the university. I humbly request Dr. Udani Sir to kindly address the gathering and enlighten us with his valuable words.
Good morning. Namaskar to all dignitaries on the dais, of the dais. Welcome you all for this international conference on cybersecurity and artificial intelligence. Chief guest for the ceremony, Dr. Madan Mohan Tripathi ji, Director General, National Institute of Electronics and Information Technology, University President Sir Prakash Bhai Patel, Dr. Suklaji, Director General, EDI, Guest of Honor, Dr. Pankaja Joshi, Padmaja Joshi, Senior Director, CDEC, Guest of Honor, my colleague from ISRO, Dr. Manjusri, Group Director, ISRO, Industry Partner, Sunny Waghela, CEO Tech Defense, my colleague, Dr. BJ Patel, Convener for the conference, Registrar Dr. Parimal Trivedi, invited keynote speakers, guests, dean directors, principals of all colleges of the university, delegates and students. Once again, on behalf of university and myself, welcome you all. Big thank you to all delegates. Your presence has made this conference successful. Big clap for you. Congratulations to Team STU for the efforts made in planning and organizing this conference. Few highlights of the conference already told. We had to stop accepting paper because we had a limited space in the audience. Then also we had a 600 plus paper we had received, including myself. We had reviewed and thoroughly we identified 190 papers for the presentation here. Almost 30%, only 70% paper we have rejected. That speaks about trust and the faith in the conferences SP organizes. Research contribution of our own faculty. If this kind of conference we are planning, what is the contribution of our own university? 30 papers as the first author in AI, cybersecurity, data science, our own faculty members. 25 papers along with their research scholars. So totally 30 plus 25, 55 papers in this conference is contribution of our university faculty. I appreciate and acknowledge your scholarly contribution. 120 papers would be presented during 2 days by research scholars pursuing PhD at reputed universities. Conference is also meant for young talent. 2047, many of us may not be there on the horizon. It is on the shoulders of young talented students. We have 200 students in audience sitting here and 250 students have joined online from university auditorium. A great learning for everybody, senior faculty team also and student also. Our chief guest, recently his contribution, remarkable contribution in India AI mission. Imagine, India AI mission was launched March 2024. Hardly 2 years passed, only 2 years passed. But the milestone achieved under the Ministry of Electronics and IT is remarkable. And chief guest will talk about it, will inspire about you. And that is the future of India, future of AI. Scientist from CDEC, Dr. Padmaja Joshi. She is a creator of technology. Her keynote will be on cybersecurity. But her talent is there in AI also. So we have played a trick. Keynote will be on cybersecurity and she is chair for the AI session. So we'll take double advantage from it. My colleague from Japan, Director Earth Science and Technology Center, Dr. Swadeshi Behra, he will be joining online, a renowned scientist in Japan, doing wonderful tasks. My ISRO colleague, Dr. Manjusri, Group Director ISRO. Data center or data factory, most of us have learned or heard about recently. But ISRO started data center 15 years back. Those data centers are operating early 2008 or 2009 and providing service to the nation. Particularly what she will be talking about, that data center is operating from soil of Hyderabad, ISRO center in Hyderabad, and providing services to almost all Ministry of India, all Ministry of India. She will be talking about same contribution from ISRO's doorstep. Dr. S. Bandyopadhyay, Director, National Crop Forecasting Center. A great task under Ministry of Agriculture. He is given the responsibility, right from the seed planted, crop growth, crop monitoring, and what would be the yield. Decision depends upon what is to be imported and what is to be exported. A single man, one-man army, doing for the entire India. Every 15 days in automated way, crop growth is forecasted, yield is forecasted, correction being made, and circulated to all line department district officers. A great work. We will be listening to him through online process. Dr. Ranendu Ghosh, co-founder and CTO, Setlio, a good startup in Gujarat. Previously he was in ISRO also. Then he joined DICT as a senior professor, started very good things at the ICT. And now he has his own startup. Recently, they could raise 30 crore from Indian investor as well as foreign investor. He will be there tomorrow, and great experience for the young faculty team, student to learn from them. How government can be forgotten? IPS officer, Dr. Rajendra Sijala, he will be sharing his experience, what kind of center of excellence in cybersecurity from government of Gujarat, and what are the initiatives taken. A topmost IS officer at Gandhinagar, he has agreed. It is our pride and honor and fortune that what is happening at real stage in government, he will be deliberating and he will be learning for us. Sunny Waghela on the dais is a big company. 800 plus people are working. Market value maybe 3,000, 4,000 crore. Recently could raise through IPO 80 crore plus. And his people are on our campus and teaching young faculty cybersecurity, concept of cybersecurity. Same will be helping us in establishing cybersecurity lab in our university. We are in the process. Madhukant Patel, we had a long association in ISRO, IET. The kind of equipment he has developed. Soil testing for a farmer is a very big exercise. You collect a sample, water sample, soil sample, goes to the laboratory, you get the result, there is a time delay. And that process is not also accurate process. He has designed a AI-based technological tool. Being a ISRO scientist, good understanding of spectroscopy. That probe can take sample, photograph of a soil, water, plants, data is sent to the cloud, automated way analysis is happening, and in your mobile app, results is available. It's a tremendous work done by Madhukant Patel, and he has his own startup, and we have agreed most of our students, senior students will be joining his lab for internship program. Thank you very much. What university is doing, as I said, the vision of President Sir and whatever we are putting up to his table always is agreed upon. We are establishing AI lab, NVIDIA GPU. 2 GPU we are getting soon will be installed, and we are waiting for applications to be rolled out. Even in your mobile, having a 10,000, 50,000 cost Android library is available, tremendous potential. So a GPU costing $38,000 and $38,000. So we are getting a 2 GPU, again 2 more will come, CUDA library. Our students and faculty will be developing and customizing small language model. And our focus area is health because we have hospitals. Lot of data we have right from COVID time. Recently Ayurveda College, Dental College, lot of images are available with us. And CUDA library is a wonderful library from NVIDIA platform. We will be customizing, developing agentic AI for healthcare, for agriculture, for education and smart manufacturing. What we are doing, it would be visible during 2 days time frame when our faculty team, 30 plus 25, will be presenting the research outcome during 2 days conference. It would be hallmark what university is doing. What kind of programs we have right now? We have a BTech in AI and data science, definitely. Cybersecurity specialization we are offering in BSc. BSc data science we have. And other program, BTech CS, old BTech IT, vanilla type. But now we are introducing, already we have introduced, specialization, AI and cybersecurity. What is the story at India? Anyway, I am not the person. Our chief guest will talk about what AI mission has done, what kind of inspiration created across the world. But India story, our Honorable Minister, Vaishwani Saab, already 38,000 GPU on Indian soil, 38,000 GPU on Indian soil. Each GPU is costing $38,000, as I said. 20,000 plus are in pipeline, will be procuring. Such a compute power to the Indian talent, to the Indian data. India is poised to do the wonderful job. That is the India story. Massive investment in recent AI summit, 250 billion plus. We already have 7,500 data sets. You need to have a compute power, already would be available. You need to have a data model. 7,500 plus data sets would be available. Large language model few, maybe 10, 12. But small language model having capacity of fine-tuning 10 billion parameter, 2 billion parameter, 20 billion parameter, whatever GPU we are getting, 2 GPU, has a capacity to fine-tune small language model 20 billion parameter. So it's not a small capacity, only we have to utilize it. Recent summit, all major magnificent four, whether it is OpenAI, Anthropic, Microsoft or Google, all have tied up with Indian counterpart, whether TCS, Infosys, Mahindra, Reliance, Adani. So wonderful time, 250 billion investment, lot of data sets, lot of models would be available in a short time frame of 1 year, 2 years. It would be our responsibility as a researcher, as a academician, how far advantage we are able to take whatever facilities made available from Government of India. At global level, our economy is 4.4 trillion probably. In 2025, global investment in AI was 1.5 trillion. 1.5 trillion. 26 started, 1 quarter over. Projected is 2 trillion. Projected is 2 trillion. 27 projected is 3 trillion. That is 75% of Indian economy would be invested in AI. What is deliberated? The dialogue became famous. Future of AI would be decided by India. A big statement made. Future of AI would be decided by India. What is the logic? 1.4 billion population demography. The kind of data generated and the kind of developer community we have. We have 25 lakh students studying in IT. Single city Bangalore must be having a techies 25 lakhs. Nowhere in the world that large talented pool is available. So we have 3D, demography, data and developer community. They will do wonderful job and future of AI would be decided by India. And other way around, IT at least has taken a slightly back seat. But the future of India also would be decided by AI. How much we are able to contribute, how much we are able to generate revenue. IT will take a back seat. The companies we have, all major four, nowhere in the world, anybody such company, IT company knows entire workflow. Entire workflow is a not small task of enterprise. Our IT companies have mastered it in last 30 years. And now they will be integrating suitable AI tools, small scale language tools, they will be integrating in their workflow. And that is the what revenue would be generated for India. So again I am repeating, future of AI would be decided by India. And if India has to generate revenue, then future of India also would be decided by AI. And AI mission, what was the slogan given by our Honorable Prime Minister? AI, right now we have no AI Summit, it is AI Impact Summit. Nomenclature is AI Impact Summit. How much research, whether on Indian soil, across the world, is helping people, planet and progress. That is the dialogue of 3P. Our AI Mission Impact Summit is for 3P. We have to make impact for the people, planet and progress of India, progress of the world. And all of us need to contribute. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir.
Now it is a matter of immense pride and privilege to invite our esteemed President of Sankalchand Patel University, Shri Prakash Patel sir, the President address. Sir's dynamic leadership, unwavering commitment to excellence and visionary approach have significantly contributed to the remarkable growth and reputation of our university. Under his guidance, Sankalchand Patel University continues to scale new heights in academic innovation, research and holistic development. I respectfully request Shri Prakash Patel sir to kindly address the gathering and inspire us with his valuable words.
Good morning, everyone. Today, it is my pleasure to be here into the national conference organized by Sankalchand Patel University I would like to welcome Honorable Chief Guest Dr. Madan Mohan Tripathi ji, Director General of National Institute of Electronics and Information Technology. Guest of Honor Dr. Padmaja Joshi ji, Shri Senior Director CDEC. Guest of Honor Dr. Manjushri ISRO and Industry Partner Sunny Wagila ji, Tech Defense, Provost Dr. Udani sir, Conference Coordinator and Principal SPC Dr. Piyush Patel, Honorable Registrar of the University Dr. Parimal Trivedi, Directors, faculty members, deans, HOIs of SPU, invited keynote speakers, guests, and dear students, good morning. Sam Altman, CEO of OpenAI, rightly said, AI is the most powerful technology humanity has ever created. It is my immense pleasure to address this august gathering at the International Conference on Artificial Intelligence and Cybersecurity, organized by Sankalchand Patel University. Sankalchand Patel University traces its root back in 1942, when the visionary leader Sri Sankalchand Patel, a social entrepreneur, philanthropist, freedom fighter, and educational reformer, fondly known as the Vishwakarma of Visnagar, founded Nutan Sarva Vidyalaya Karani Mandal with the noble mission of uplifting society through education. The university was established on the 9th May of 2016, and this year we are completing our journey of 10 years. We are started with 1,528 students and today our student strength is 10,000 plus. 4,000 plus research scholars and 750 plus faculty members, showing the trust of students and parents in SPU. SPU has emerged as a multidisciplinary hub of learning and offering 100 plus PG, UG and PhD programs in domain of engineering and technology, medical science, dental, Ayurveda, homeopathy, nursing, physiotherapy, pharmacy, management, science and commerce and design and humanities. University is primarily focused to health education and has established a state-of-the-art 800 plus bedded Nutan General Hospital, equipped with the advanced MRI, 2D and 3D sonography, CT scan and cath lab for advanced learning and patient care. In alignment with our vision of innovation and technology leadership, SPU has established advanced laboratories, robotics lab, drone lab, Apple lab, IoT lab and supercomputer lab, and I am proud to announce that we are establishing a dedicated artificial intelligence lab equipped with 2 high-performance NVIDIA GPUs worth of rupees 1.5 crore, along with the state-of-art cybersecurity lab. As part of our commitment and sustainability, we have established 1.5 megawatt solar rooftop power plant, wastewater treatment plant with capacity of 3 lakh litre per day, 3 recharge wells for water harvesting. SPU has been accredited with NAC A grade in 2025, recognizing excellency in teaching, research, student support and governance practices. University has received a 4-star rating in the Gujarat State Institutional Rating Framework and has featured prominently in national ranking in Ayurveda, dental, medical and engineering. SPUs also hold a Guinness World Record for the largest dental health check, reflecting strong commitment to community outreach and public health. Further accolades, Legend of Gujarat Award, Green University Award for Environmental Initiatives, many national and international research awards received by our faculty and students. Our future plan is to establish SPU campus at Ahmedabad, Oncology Center for Cancer Research, develop a world-class sports complex. With these initiatives, we aim to improve academics, research, and community services. Today, I would like to congratulate all the participants who are participating into AI conference across the nation, and I would also like to thank the keynote speakers for giving their valuable expertise to the participants, And I would like to also congratulate Team SPU for organizing this successful World Technical Conference. Thank you very much. Jai Hind, Jai Garvi Garvi, Gujarat.
Thank you, sir, for your inspiring words.
It is now a true privilege and delight to introduce our distinguished chief guest, Dr. Madan Mohan Tripathi, sir. Dr. Madan Mohan Tripathi, sir, Director General of the National Institute of Electronics and Information Technology, and autonomous organization under the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, Government of India. Prior to this role, Dr. Tripathi sir served as a professor at Delhi Technological University, where he also held key leadership position as director of the Internal Quality Assurance Cell (IQAC) and coordinator of the Intellectual Property Rights Cell. He began his professional journey in 1994 as a research scientist at the Institute of Plasma Research under the Department of Atomic Energy, Government of India, contributing to several R&D projects. In 1999, he joined the Center for Electronic Design and Technology of the India as Senior Design Engineer, where he worked extensively on design and development projects, information, electronic and communication technology for a decade.
From 2009 to 2012, he served as Joint Director at NIELIT headquarters, leading major national initiatives including digitation and biometric capture under the National Population Registrar (NPR), manpower development in ICET skills, and ICT-based skill testing and certification programs. With his rich experience spanning research, academia, skill development, and national-level digital initiatives, Dr. Tripathi brings deep expertise and visionary leadership to NIELIT. We are truly honored to have such an eminent personality amongst us today. Sir, your insights will undoubtedly enlighten and motivate all of us. I humbly request Dr. Madan Mohan Tripathi, sir, to address the gathering.
Dignitaries on the dais, Sri Prakash Patel, President, Sankalchand Patel University, Dr. P.M. Udani, Vice Chancellor, SPU, Dr. Padmaja Joshi, Senior Director, CDAC, Ms. P. Manjushri, Group Director, ISRO, Sri Sunny Waghela, Sri Sunil Shukla, DG EDI, and dignitaries present in this hall, the student, delegates, participants. It's a privilege for me to be here today because I consider Ahmedabad is my second home. I started my career from here, and the institute is very near to this place. So IPR, I started as a scientist here in '94, and I remember that I used to play cricket in EDI at those times because we had a Directors Cup tournament including all institutional ISRO and IM and EDI and IPR, PRL together. So it brings all those memories to me when I was very young, and again coming back here is a very emotional moment for me because most of my known people are settled in Ahmedabad and Gandhinagar. There is a great gathering I can see, and when Professor Udani was mentioning the names of the experts, I believe there are experts from AI, cybersecurity, and many other fields, and a lot of research papers from many faculty members from the Sankalchand Patel University and other engineering institutions. They are here to present their paper. I believe that this is going to be a very good two-day conference where a lot of learning will happen. Recently we concluded the AI Impact Summit, and Professor Udani was rightly saying that its name was not AI Summit. Its name was AI Impact Summit, and this name was chosen very deliberately because we have to see that whether we can make some impact or not. So I'm from a research fraternity from ISRO, madam is here, and even Vice Chancellor Sahib is from there. We have seen research in India. Lot of research has happened, but what impact it has made, that is very important. We have done a lot of research, but we don't have much product in our name. So what is the problem today we are facing? And the changing geopolitical situation are opening our eyes also. And we can see the country is so powerful, it can hit anybody, anywhere, and you have no defense today, right? Because you don't have the technology to take it. And when America was most technologically advanced, it was still easy for you because it was very far from you. But now the most technologically advanced country, China, which is just your neighbor, so it's bringing a lot of challenges. So whenever I see such conferences, I believe that I should discuss the sovereign technologies, which is more because we have very less time in an inaugural session. But we should discuss that whether we have the sovereignty in terms of technology or not in the country. And that should be the purpose of such conferences. And I'm very happy to see that this university has brought two streams together, AI and cybersecurity. But I think you cannot leave semiconductors. So these three technologies, in fact, are going together. And we should talk about the whole stack. See, if we just talk about a single thing, for example, in semiconductor, suppose we make our own processor, or maybe RISC-V based some associates. But when you are using all other IPs from the different companies, US companies and other companies, I mean, it is not going to bring sovereignty to you. So that's why, if you listen very carefully the talk of our Honorable Minister Shri Vaishnaji, he doesn't talk about a single thing. He talks about the stack. Whenever he's talking about semiconductor stack. He's talking about AI stack. He's saying all the layers we should develop the technologies and things. So it's important for us also to understand these realities and use these platforms like these conferences to have meaningful discussions, collaborate with each other, and collaborate with industries, which is more important, to bring out more products for the nation. And that should be emphasis of the universities also. The university education in India till now is focusing on the degrees, and the students are left to with option of searching for jobs. I think universities should also now work very closely with industry. The industry-academia collaboration was not very strong in India, and that's why this problem has come. And we really face a problem that faculty with no industrial exposure, and industries are not supporting at all many times to the faculty. So there is a very interesting solution nowadays which I think universities can adopt, working with startups. So big industries may not have time for you many times, other than some CSR fund, but startups are looking for support in their initial days, in terms of, even if you give them a space, that is enough for them. They don't have money to pay for that. If you give some money to support them, some internal bandwidth or something else, they will be of great help because they can bring projects and even work from the industry. I'll just mention one initiative which I have done. We have created a Center of Excellence in Chip Designing in Noida with a startup, very small startup, and they are looking for some space and all. We gave them space and little bit support. And now with that, now today everything has got changed. Now this startup has brought a project from Tesla, Elon Musk company. And our engineers and our faculty members, any students are working on that project. So what is the help we have done to the startup? That they are cost cutting. Our own faculty and our own engineers and our students are working on the projects. So they need not to hire people. So because they have shortage of money in the, but they have the capability to pitch to the industry and get the project. So it's a very win-win situation. So I think that is the model which universities should adopt today if you want to train your students who can make products, because then they will get exposure. Otherwise you will keep telling that you want on-the-job training, no industry. I mean industries, there are no enough industries to give on-the-job training to all the students of all the universities. But working with these startups may be a good idea in the AI domain or the cybersecurity domain. And third most important thing is to make a student understand that nowadays technologies don't work in silos. Especially these three technologies. We need chips which are secure. So again, so if you are understanding how to design a chip, you should understand the security aspects also. When you are working in AI, you should try to understand that how AI can make cybersecurity and challenges more difficult with its immense power, right? And its speed and its computing power and all. So this kind of understanding about the systems and products are important. And when you are teaching students, and I request students also, that they should think about the system, not only technology. The time has come. In our university, the deemed university recently we launched, we have given a slogan, move from project to product, which is a very challenging thing in itself. So I see, many universities I go for accreditation of NAC and NBNs. So I see that year after year, every batch does the same project and they get some marks. I think the time has gone when university should work for, awarding marks to the students. So I'm just bringing some practical experiences. It is better that faculty work very closely with students to create the knowledge rather than teaching. There's no time has gone when you teach a student because they have all the resources available to them. They have more time than you and they have more energy than you and they are intelligent. So they can, already learn themselves. Time is to co-create the knowledge. So faculty should actually work with students and tell them about the systems. They should find the research groups at the UG level. Don't ignore and don't understand that UG is not for research, only PG is for the research. Now we start research at UG level because you get the most brilliant student at UG level. And year after year, a project which is initiated by one batch, the next batch should work on top of that. So there is a chance that maybe 4 or 5 years you are able to make a product. If there is a continuity of the people and working on the project. So these are the certain models since the students are also here. With some of my experience I would like to share, which is very much important, and it's very much important that a student understand that how the technological products can be made. Universities like Sankalchand Patel University, which are in Gujarat like area, which, this state is the most advanced state, and I find that thinking is very advanced in this state and people understand the value of money in this state. So many things you don't need to teach a student here. They are very enterprising, which is other than technology. So it is better that we create such an ecosystem in the universities where we see a lot of products coming up for the country. So my today's focus of the talk is only that it is very important for the country in the next 10 years. And when Prime Minister says that next decade is a decade, it is not a political slogan. It is a well thought statement when he has realized that if India doesn't become a leader in technology in next 10 years, there will be problems for the nation. So in the interest of the nation, it is important that in coming years, we work together with all technologies coming together, thinking of the system, thinking of the products, not working in silos, collaborating with everyone, and creating products for the country so that money flow can be reversed. Every product in this world, you may find that 30-35% engineers are Indians who have worked and created the product, but we are the market for those products. So the trend has to be reversed. So if we have UPI, who has seen the success of UPI, many other products we have done, but that number is very, very limited. We need such 100 products in India, then we can have a respectable share of GDP in the world GDP. And that is very much important. And other than Gujarat who understand these concepts. So with this word, I again thank you for inviting me. And I hope that this conference will be great success. And the message which I wanted to convey, that will be taken seriously during 2 days. And you talk to each other, make teams, people from industry are here, I think, talk to them also and see that how you can, with their help, you can work on making new products, find out the new solutions for the local problems, because there are many, many problems which only you can solve. Nobody else can solve. And people don't know. There cannot be so many AI solutions, or there cannot be a LLM who can solve many Indians' problems. I'll just take one more example. In Jammu and Kashmir, we trained our students in AI. So there is a peculiar problem, the qaleen of Jammu Kashmir is very famous. But the people who make the qaleen, they are completely uneducated. They don't understand even Kashmiri language, Urdu, Hindi, nothing. So they only understand talim, which is a pictorial thing. And one design, they take many months to create, because it is running in 50 pages and they write, and then earlier they used to write it and then. So when we trained our students in AI, they found out a solution for their problems. They created an AI solution with a GUI, and now they trained them how to use design tool. So now what is happening, these karigars, they are designing on a screen and talim is automatically getting generated. So it has reduced the time. The time which 6 months it was taking, it is taking 10 days. So one example why I am taking this, there are many, many such problems in India which is local to us and important to us for our economy, which nobody from outside will create a solution. So that's why it's very important that we take skilling very seriously, but we do the skilling of the industrial level. Don't skill to use the technology, we have to skill people to make the technology. So that is the message for all of you. Thank you again for inviting me.
Thank you very much, sir, for your inspiring and encouraging message. Ladies and gentlemen, in the emancipated world of abstraction, every line becomes a revolution and every idea stands as a bold declaration of independence from the ordinary. With this inspiring thought, I humbly request all the dignitaries and esteemed guests present here to kindly rise from your seats as we proceed for the emancipation of the book abstract. And here we unveil the book abstract. Thank you all.
As we approach the conclusion of this wonderful program, as we we approach the conclusion of this wonderful program, it is now time to express our heartfelt gratitude to all those who contributed to its grand success. I take this opportunity to invite Dr. P.J. Patel, sir, conference convener, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Good morning, friends. Respected chief guest, guest of honor, industries guest, honorable president sir of the university, honorable provost sir, registrar sir, director, dean, principal, eminent speaker, delegates, faculty members and researchers and dear students. On behalf of the organizing committee of the conference, it is my privilege to propose a vote of thanks. I express my sincere gratitude to our Honorable Chief Guest Dr. Madan Mohan Tripathi and our guest of honor Padma Shri Joshi and Manjushree Madam for gracing this occasion and sharing their valuable thoughts. I also extend my heartfelt thanks to our industry guest Sri Sunny Waghela, his valuable presence and support. I extend my sincere thanks to Sri Prakash Bhai sir and Honorable President and PM Udani sir, Honorable Provost of Sankalchand Patel University for their constant guidance, support and motivation. My special thanks to organization committee, reviewer, faculty members and my student volunteers who dedicated efforts made conference successful. I also thanks all researchers, delegates, participants and their participants for the contribution of the conference. Once again, thank you all for being a part of this important academics gathering. Thank you to all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I request everyone to stand up at your place as we are proceed for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Kindly take
including her doctorate research. Dr. Joshi earned her PhD from Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay in 2010, where she worked on coupling and cohesion analysis of object-oriented programs for refactoring under the guidance of Hrishikesh Joshi. She had made significant contribution to national and international standards, including LITD 25 for e-governance, enterprise architecture and blockchain strategy and planning committee. The IEE subcommittee on digital identity, Dr. Joshi leads several prestigious national initiatives such as e-Praman, Aadhaar Data Vault as a Service, Unified Blockchain Framework and KAI 2.0. She has also successfully delivered Keynote Y-funded projects including the Government.in App Store, SSDG and eSangam. An active academician, she mentors PhD and postdoctorate scholars, serves on board of studies and contributes as a speaker, reviewer and member of professional societies. Her core areas of expertise include blockchain technology, digital authentication, software engineering, digital governance, data privacy, accessibility and cybersecurity. We are truly honored to have you with us today. Ma'am, I humbly request to kindly deliver the address and enlighten us with the valuable insight.
Good morning all. Yeah, good. I felt nice to have interaction. So rather than taking this as a lecture, let's have interaction because all of you are doing a lot of research work. I can see that 600 papers is not an easy thing, and I'm sure that you all have contributed, understand lots of things. I would like to share my experience. I'm working mainly in the digital governance and lot of national level projects in digital transformation. But of course, whenever you are developing anything, you require technologies. So I do work in cybersecurity, but the currently most disruptive technology is AI. So what I am planning today is, what is AI in cybersecurity? Okay, is it AI beneficial for cybersecurity, or it is going to bring more problems in cybersecurity? I hope that everybody will be able to relate to this. Yeah. Okay, so what I felt is, I'll first share that AI as a threat to cybersecurity, AI as a result to cybersecurity. But while doing this, of course, cybersecurity domain itself is very big, and AI also, all of you know, is the currently biggest technology. People are saying like, the way internet changed our life, AI is going to be that level of technology. It's going to make that kind of impact in our lives, in our technical developments. Okay? But obviously we cannot focus on everything. So my focus today is going to be that how identity management systems will be impacted, at the same time will find resolve through AI. Okay? So I'll be sharing or focusing more on identity management. Okay, all of you know how AI is impacting. Every day we keep on getting messages. Okay, yesterday itself my mother was telling me that there was some message, someone was calling her from ICAICI and saying that your eKYC is not done. Okay, and she was, of course, being aged, they get little afraid of such kind of calls, that okay, my account will get blocked, what should I do? And in the end it was realized that obviously this kind of calls were fake. Today we all see lots of on social media, most of the reels that we see are AI. I just remember a few days back there was one video which was coming, there some lion or tiger or panther, some animal was there, who picks up that watchman, goes into the forest, and all social media people got very angry, how this can happen. This was most logical. Are you having really CCTV camera like this, which is focused only on one person, and then when that tiger is taking that person to the forest, your CCTV camera is following that tiger? Which is the CCTV camera, I would like to know. But it happens, right? People get angry with this, and many times we are not able to find out that is it real or is it fake, right? And then all of us also know that because everybody got angry later on, that tiger put that person back into his seat, and he was again doing the safeguarding kind of a thing without getting afraid that tiger will pick him up again. So that is what is AI, okay? Which means that it is also having a great impact. We all have seen that generative AI making this kind of videos, making reels is a part of generative AI. Even we have seen that it is working in making images of people pretty bad, right? We see that whatever images we have put on social media, those are used to create our own videos, which we never did, right? But more challenging thing is you getting something like this, that a call comes, okay? It had happened with many of my friends. Jokes, I'll try to just narrate some of the such stories. One of my friend got a call, okay, stating that your son is with us in police. He had done something wrong, and so now you have to come and free him off, okay? She fortunately had no son, so she was not afraid. Being journalist, then she said that, okay, keep him with you, okay? Another similar kind of an instance which had happened is my friend's husband was supposed to come from abroad, and she got a call stating that your husband is being now stopped at customs. He had brought some wrong items along with him, and for which he is in custom, he will have to pay this much of amount, and then you will be getting resolved, or we will be able to release him, okay? Fortunately, or unfortunately rather for her, that he was supposed to be coming on the same day, and so she was obviously afraid. While talking, she went into the balcony and saw him coming out of the vehicle. So that could get resolved. But imagine, you might have read these kind of multiple stories on WhatsApp, on social media, that you get a call stating that your son has done something, he is been in the police custody, talk to him. And when you talk to him on your phone, you are actually listening to his voice, right? And all of us know that this voice, how did it come? We are so much of making use of social media, putting our image everywhere, putting our messages everywhere, enjoying those kind of reels. But we are not aware about how people are using those reels. Today we all know that AI technology is based on data. Whatever you are putting on social media, it is going as a data for someone else to create or imitate you. All these voices are coming from those kind of phone calls. Now beyond that, just around 10 days back, you might have seen some kind of message again getting circulated, which was saying that do not now help to even older people if you find to meet them on the road. Earlier days, what used to happen that if you give your mobile phone to somebody, they might talk to you, remove your SIM card and get the data. Now it is going beyond that. What they say is, don't give your mobile phone. Use our mobile phone to connect our people. But I don't know how to use phone. So please, okay, मेरे बेटे को call करो, मेरी बहू को call करो. They will give you phone, okay? You try to dial the phone, whatever digits over there. What you are giving is your fingerprints, okay? Your fingerprints are then getting captured through that phone. They try to make a video call with you. What are they trying to do? Is capture your face, right? And then you are talking, they say that put it on speaker, you are talking, that sir, okay, please let it, you can talk now. Your voice is also getting captured during such kind of VCs. Now we will see that big deal. How does it impact me? All of us know that we were talking about UIDAI or Aadhaar, that the data is not safe. Whereas this data is completely stored in the secured manner. However, if someone is trying to impersonate me with my face, with my fingerprints, with my voice, will Aadhaar or any system be able to recognize us as we are? Unfortunately, no. Right? So what AI is doing as a cyber threat to us is this. Currently, I am just taking examples which are very much relevant for identity management. Now let me come to first identity management. Okay? Have you understood how AI is actually becoming a threat for identity? Okay? Whenever you log in into any of the system, what we do? We either give password. Okay? Now if there is any kind of a system which is more sensitive, like you are doing payments, what all banks will do? They will ask you for some password, and in addition to that, they will ask you for an OTP. Do you know why OTP or why password? In the earlier days, whenever we used to go to any government department, they used to ask you what is your identity card. Okay? They used to look on the photo, look at your face, you are the same person. They used to also take from us some address proof. So for them, it was like, yes, only this person had come and we have given the services to this person only. Now, the challenge was, you have to identify a person who is trying to access your service, okay, as the same person. We all know that you can create as many logins as you want. So, Gmail ka mera memory khatam ho jata hai, I create another account of Gmail and transfer some of the data there. So, as a person, I can keep on creating as many virtual accounts as I want. That's fair enough. For every account, I might keep same password or different password, but I'll be having multiple accounts with me. But when we are working in the government, we are providing certain kind of subsidies, some kind of benefit schemes, scholarships. Over here, if a person creates 10 accounts, will he or she be getting 10 times similar kind of benefits? Obviously not. Though we are trying to provide these kind of services in online manner, we have to see that every virtual account that is created is mapped with a physical person, so that only one account will be there with one physical person. Now how to do that? Okay, there are mechanisms. So if you study the mechanisms of identifying a human, okay, what those mechanisms will be, there are three basic techniques. One is, you are human, so you have one additional specifics, or you can say that you are the only one who is having memory and brain. Can I identify that? So something that you know, nobody else knows, is first thing, what you know. Okay, so what we use in password is something that you know, nobody else knows, according to the world. Okay, but in earlier days, all of us know that it is very difficult to remember password. So what we used to do is bete ka naam rakh diya, pet ka naam rakh diya, favorite movie ka naam rakh diya. All these are very easy to guess. So there used to be certain kind of attacks. But still, this is one of the mechanisms which is used, something that you know, so it is password or PIN. Or earlier days, maybe you are from next generation, so you might not have faced. But our generation people, we also used to give security question. What was your birthplace? What is your mother's maiden name or something of that kind, right? Which was again assumed that you only know. Another one is, then we started understanding that if I am having this kind of information, my information might be known to my siblings, to my parents, to my friends. So someone else also still can use my account as such. So it will not be sufficient to identify me or bind my virtual account with my physical identity. So there is another part in the theory which says what one possesses. Okay, so earlier days there used to be these tokens or USB tokens where those are called as digital signatures, which we used to insert in the machine and say that yes, this is in my possession, so I am so and so. Many of you might not have used it, so I will give you another example. Is your mobile is always in your possession. So what you get is OTP. Okay? Someone is trying to find out, acha, you remember your password and you are also having your mobile device or email ID with you, which means you are you. Right? So this is the second mechanism which is used for identity management. And the third mechanism is what you have. And this is considered to be the most important factor which will be able to map with any virtual identity with the physical identity what we have done in Aadhaar. Getting your biometric information is what you have. We all know that each one of us are having different fingerprints. Nobody else can have the same kind of fingerprints, right? Secondly, you do have your iris, that is inside portion, is again only unique, completely unique. Nowadays, we are doing face mapping. There is a lot of research happening on voice as well. All these are biometric properties which can help identify an individual. And these are the ones which are used in any identity management technique. I gave you a few examples at the starting of this session. And I told you how now AI is trying to impersonate us through all these biometrics. Earlier, we used to talk about multi-factor authentication. So far it is working. Okay, whenever we are going to the banks, we are still giving the initialization password, then maybe transaction password, OTP, and this is surviving because we are taking multiple things. But even that is going to be challenging in AI world. Let's see how it is going to be challenging. Okay. First, we have already seen that deep fake powered impersonations will happen. One care in cybersecurity must be taken by everybody is not to have lot of your quality data on to social media. Okay? All of us feel that, okay, if I go here, I'm putting that data on social media, my friends are getting jealous and I feel, wow, I did something, right? Don't be under that impression anymore. Whatever you are putting on social media, all this data is free. Very recently there was this Ghibli, right? Everyone was on their own giving their photographs to Ghibli. Ghibli was creating your cartoon characters. Earlier days we used to tease friends, you are a cartoon, and now we ourselves are creating our own cartoons. Now here that data collection was further easier. I don't have to take it from your social media. You yourself are giving your photos. And all those, because this is more AI conference, all of you must be knowing that AI works only on data. And we have given that data to the machine who will be able to impersonate you very, very easily. So that is what is deep fake kind of impersonation which is happening currently. Okay? Biometric authentication, I have already told you. Earlier days, if I want to impersonate you, what we used to do or what happens usually? This is the problem which I had received. Guys, one request, if it is okay with all of you, instead of talking amongst yourself, you can go out and talk if it is fine with you all. Because when you stand on this podium or on stage, it is very disturbing. Yeah? So imagine yourself over here. If you feel that you want to talk, not interesting, no issues. You can go out and talk. Okay? But do not talk amongst yourself. whenever the speaker is talking. It's not only for me, but even as a paper presenter, you also will be here. So it is disturbing. Yeah. Now, secondly, no, sir, it's okay. I think we can. Yeah. Okay. So have you understood what the problem AI is creating and how it is going to be threat for our identities? So today, if we are trying to give our faces, our biometric is going to fail drastically. Okay, so be careful in that respect. Another one is phishing attacks. Okay, all of you know what phishing attacks are? You get those links which are very much similar to the links which are there, which are the real links, right? And you will be again clicking on these kind of links, giving your personal information. So whenever you are using anything like this, be very, very careful. Earlier days I was saying that if I want to take fingerprints, there used to be those molds in which you will put your fingerprints, okay? Put another that material on it so that your fingerprints get reflected on that mold, wear that mold and impersonate the person. So the example which I was giving you, that if you are using somebody else's mobile, this is तो हम सबको पता है, हमने काफी सारी movies देखी है, right? Normally what police used to do in all older Bollywood movies, that glass used to be there of the water, they drink and then used to get those fingerprints from those glasses. In the similar way, today those fingerprints can be taken from the mobile devices. Okay, so basically it is becoming much more easier. Secondly, this we use to even overcome AI problem. The same can be used as a threat. Okay, I'll tell you what that issue is. Normally what is happening is, we know today that I know my password, I said, okay, I can know my OTP. Let's say मेरा mobile चोरी हो जाता है. Today we do have everything in our mobile. And somehow the person knows that, okay, here you do have your account or something like that. So obviously what I'll try to do is I'll try to hack your account. What are the mechanisms? I try to brute force attack and try to find out what is your password. Right? Another way of doing it is, instead of a human doing, let AI play a role. What AI will do? AI will create one script which is nothing but a bot based on earlier passwords and try to imagine what will be your password. And that guesswork will be much faster and accurate, more closer to accuracy than that of the way we are thinking. Because it is based on analysis. Are you getting? All the data of passwords, if it is there with AI, it might be able to predict what kind of passwords you generate. And older passwords might be there in the system. So if I create a bot, it may be easier for me to predict what passwords you might be putting. So whenever we want to do any kind of large attacks, AI can also be used for that purpose. What to do then? Okay, is AI to finish all our online work? Not necessary. We all know that when atom was invented, okay, we were very much worried about atomic energy. Today also we are fighting for the same, right? Because we are worried that it can destroy the world. But for so many years, we are able to utilize it for energy generation as well. So every technology has pro and cons of that technology. Use it for good or use it for bad. We have seen what bad can be done. Let's see now, to overcome that bad, how I can utilize the same technology and overcome those problems. So it can become a resolve using AI. Okay? The first thing is, I talked about identity management. And we saw that the best identity management is what you have, and that is nothing but the biometrics. Now, if I want to track you continuously, what I'll try to do is also use behavioral biometric. All of you, if you are very close, must be having someone who is very close to you, close friends as such, right? You know their behavior properly. So, even whenever now we know many people who are mimicry artists, they are trying to take, let's say, voice of Shri Amitabh Bachchan, right? We feel that yes, it is very much like Amitabh Bachchan. Do we say it is Amitabh Bachchan's voice? No. We are still able to find out who is mimicking and who is the real one. It is very rare that we will be able to say that nahi, ye to Amitabh ji ka hi voice hai. Very recently, if you have seen Kapil Sharma's show, yeah, so Amir Khan was very, very close, and or if you have seen Sushant Singh Rajput as Dhoni, I find him more Dhoni than that of Dhoni himself, right? So many times what you feel is that, but you can make out there is a difference. What is that difference is your behavior. Okay, certain characteristics that you will be able to pick up. In older times, all of them used to say that whenever you are signing, your sign is unique. Your handwriting is unique. Nobody else can mimic it easily. Today, we are not signing, we are most of the times doing it on keyboard. But do you know that even your keyboard can be unique as a behavioral pattern? The way you are doing the typing can help us identify that who is doing the typing. It takes more time, yes, but this is where AI is useful. I'll show you. This is a work done by one of my PhD students. She's already PhD now, but I'm trying to share that experience with you all. There are various kind of, okay, before going to the keystroke dynamic, it is called as keystroke dynamics. The work is happening since 1990 onwards, the work is still happening. It is not 100% results, but now we have started getting 80% result in keystroke dynamic. Another one is, we have one identity management system for our nation, okay? We call as E-Praman Meri Pehchan, okay? Every system that you are going to, you require login and password. What we do is, we every time keep on developing login and password. It becomes very tedious kind of a task. So, what Government of India did is, let's have a single sign-on which can be used all across. So that you don't have to put efforts, money, time, everything can be saved. So we are having this kind of a single sign-on developed, which is called as E-Praman, and many of the government organizations or services are actually using E-Praman as a single sign-on for them. So login happens through this. Obviously, it's not only login. You can't just have to have authentication. You have to go beyond that. What you have to do is, you have to do fraud management. What is fraud management? What you are doing is, many times when you are using Gmail, you might have seen that you are having your Gmail on your mobile, you are also having on your laptop or desktop or something, right? If tomorrow you take another mobile and you try to log in, you get on your email one email notification from Google stating that someone has actually tried to use or open your Gmail from this and this thing. Are you the same? Or it used to give you a pop-up on your mobile that confirm that you are the same, yes or no, and enter your number. What all these are? These are called as fraud management techniques. Okay? What these fraud management techniques do is, whenever you are working as or developing any kind of application, and if you are trying to communicate with any other system, do you know your post calls, what information can you get? You can get the information about device identity, other than whatever information that person is providing. You are getting browser information, you are getting OS information, you are getting IP information, you are also getting location information, right? So any identity management system, they keep on continuously tracking you. Now over here many times we get that usually a person logs in from India and tomorrow I get that login from Malaysia. What we do is we do not give him access immediately. We send first the notification that this account seems to be getting activated from Malaysia. Are you the same? And 99% of the times the person is not the same. The person usually responds and tells us, no, it's not me, I'm not trying to access my account. So someone else is. Okay? Here, this kind of a tracking, obviously for every person, we do have in our database. All of you do use all these e-commerce websites, right? Amazon use कर रहे होंगे, कोई भी जो भी आप चेक करते हो उसके रिलेटेड एडवर्टाइजमेंट्स आपको आ जाते हैं. What is it? Again AI. It is personalizing your information. What any e-commerce website is doing is trying to find out what you like, what you don't like. Accordingly give you recommendation, which is called as a recommendation system. Can we use the similar kind of a tracking rather than giving a personalized information? What we try to do is identify if it is a fake or the real person. Okay? Technique is same, again AI based. We keep on tracking a person on a regular time. So usually I log in at 10 o'clock. But if I log in on that day, maybe afternoon 4 o'clock, there is something different. Right? So it should create some kind of a wall. Now what is adaptive authentication? So we call it adaptive authentication. We are continuously gathering this kind of information about all those people who log in. And obviously these kind of alerts we keep on sending. What adaptive authentication can do is, without you sending a notification, okay, it will find out that, oh, this behavior is little different. Let me ask more questions. So normally ये password पे चल जाता है, let me ask for OTP. This automation is possible through AI without human intervention in between. Or without the system putting a notification to a person, it will automatically ask more questions. If this scenario or whatever information that we have gathered seems to be safe, ask less questions, make life simple. This is what is called as adaptive authentication. Okay? And this is possible as one of the result because of AI itself. Another thing which I was talking about is how can we make use of behavioral biometrics in identifying the person. Okay? As I was saying that it is possible to detect even the keystroke every time. Do you know how keystroke dynamic works? Everybody, the way you use keyboard, okay, there is always a press time and a release time. You press a key and you release a key. So the parameters are all those time-based parameters. How much time do you keep that key pressed? Suppose I have to press India, I capital NDIA. Okay? So the characters are up and down, and depending upon your finger length, depending upon use of hands, that is 2 hands, 1 hand, okay, you will be taking different time on different key, and that gets captured in your identity management system. Okay? Of course, there is additional parameter which we have to look at and which we do as through algorithm. You might have observed that Uber, Ola, okay, all of them know your pattern, and more than that, whenever they are trying to find out that if you are going from one location to another, or for Google Map, okay, how does it calculate time? It finds out, is there any kind of a red patch, how big that red patch is, okay, which vehicle you are taking, how much is the distance, and then it does the calculation. In the similar way, in keystroke dynamics, other than these timings, okay, we do take into consideration how you are using the hands, one part. Secondly, there is a possibility that if the password is changed recently, you will have time on keys a little more. But as you get accustomed with your password, you type it much faster. So you have to also consider these aspects as in your algorithm and find out if the person behaves in a similar manner or not. This is what is called as keystroke dynamics. Now, whenever you are having keystroke dynamic as such, this is the older one. There was another PPT which I have given, but anyways, I'll just explain you that, okay? What happens is, you are capturing key press time, key release time. But even from key release, how you are going it to the next key. So if you are doing machine learning, you might be knowing 1 gram, 2 gram, n gram kind of algorithms, right? So for each key, we consider 1 gram. So from key press to key release, next key press, next key release, next key press. So you keep on computing those grams and find out the pattern for an individual. And keep that kind, and there are certain tools already available. Of course, as I said, the work which is done is still 80% giving accuracy. It's still not 100% and the work is happening in that. Now, this was called as a static keystroke dynamic. Whenever you are working with time as a factor. What happens is, whenever you are trying to utilize only as an identity management, you can get these keystrokes only while during login and password. I cannot capture continuously. But if I want to now overcome AI, one has to capture these keys throughout the session. That is called as dynamic keystroke. Which means that continuously you are trying to observe how the keys are getting pressed, and if you find there is some kind of an ambiguity, you will immediately give a warning, you log out from that system. Are you getting it? Now here, earlier days it was only time that we were talking about. Here is the non-conventional factor of authentication we started using very recently. If you are from a finance background, okay, have you noticed this? They will always use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the right side. Majority of the technical people I have seen that they use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on top. Okay, I don't know why, but it happens. This is what is the, again, analysis, data analysis, that these people work like this. Similarly, if I give you certain kind of keywords, I was having one table, somewhere, because these days whenever you are trying to capture any password, the password length should be high, longer, 15 characters or so. Then you also require some kind of capital, small letters, some punctuation marks and some digits. Now if I want to actually generate these kind of a password, I will either use caps lock for capital or I will use shift key. If I am very habitual for shift key, if I use left side shift key, I rarely use right side of shift key. So even that kind of a pattern is known. Even many times, if you are having that numlock pressed, scroll pressed, which are otherwise not used, but when you have to generate this kind of a password, how you generate that password can be studied with the help of AI, and which can help us to identify a person with his real behavior. So again, the way I had told in adaptive authentication, that we find out from location, from timing, from device, that this person is the same or someone fake can be there. In that case, increase the number of factors. With behavior biometric also we do same. What we do is, what is my confidence level of that person? Whenever he is pressing some kind of a password, is my confidence level beyond 80%? If so, let it smooth. If not, change your factors of authentication. Ask him security question and do not give access till then. So this is one of the technique what we use in which is requiring AI a lot. So what I am trying to cover, or I tried to cover, is how one of the authentication mechanisms can be completely AI based, and here the threats of AI which were biometric, the same can be overcome, or the same logic can be used to overcome the threat which is created by AI itself. So that is what I just felt I'll cover today. here are some of the references which I have used. Most of them are ours, along with my PhD student. Thank you. If you have any questions, maybe we can have one or two, or otherwise we can wait. Yeah. One minute, yeah, that will be easy.
Yes. So, ma'am, so the question was, if we integrate this AI-based behavior like pattern monitoring, obviously we are utilizing AI. We'll also have a probably database of the person.
Correct.
How will this actually impact the system further? Because now we have to load more things while verifying things. How
Okay.
will we optimize this further?
For optimization, what we worked upon, which is called as a sliding window protocol. Initially, suppose I do require 15 times your data, okay? Then obviously as you go again and again, the latest data you should keep on using. And that is what helps us in identifying how acquainted you are getting with the password. So if the password changes, again the next 15 window we do create. So that is how the data we are trying to keep constant. And this is more than AI. These days, sub-domain of AI is obviously machine learning. So these techniques what I discussed with you are based on machine learning. And we have to train the system first based on the password which is chosen by an individual. So you will see that if you are giving the password on day 1, the system does not get activated. It waits till 15 times you have entered the password and then gets activated. So that is what we do, sliding window protocol we use for that purpose.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah.
Ma'am, you mentioned that you were using the size of 15 for the sliding window. May I ask how you came on that number, like how you decided?
Actually, yeah, this threshold value which we had come up with was comparatively ad hoc. It is not like, okay, we tried out with 8 and we were getting little difficult, results were getting difficult, okay. With 10, it was, accuracy was coming little more closer, but we wanted to have little more data. And the way we computed that, okay, how much memory I am going to require if I am having, let's say, around 50 lakh users, then the memory requirement was reasonable. So these were the parameters while deciding that window. Yeah. But it is not like mathematical calculation or anything of that kind. We were having more of practical aspects into it, covering that, okay, am I able to identify or no? We got that, okay, beyond 8 I am able to identify, and later on the memory requirement and little bit of additional knowledge obviously helps to bring more accuracy to it. So that's why 15 was the round figure which we worked out with. Yeah.
Another question, ma'am. How do you integrate data privacy into a system like this?
Okay, here now the data privacy is we do take consent of every user. So you might be aware that government has already published its DPDP bill. That is GDPR, which was there in Europe for so many years. Now we have been applying DPDP. Here what we do is we take the consent of the user and we ensure that the data which remains with us is in the hashed format. So if it comes out, no one else will be able to understand that data and will be able to work on it. So it is not possible to work on that data if someone else gets hold of it.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Ma'am, I would like to know that you have
Yes.
We all know that what exactly deepfake is, but I would like to know what it is connected with the cybersecurity and deepfake because it is closely related to the video editing and all such.
No, deep fake can be for anything. It is basically using deep learning technology to generate fakes anything. It can be video, it can be image, it can be audio, text, anything. Okay, so it is using deep learning, whatever you have created is a fake thing. Now in here, if I am trying to create or impersonate you through your voice, through your face, which is created using deepfake technology, then that is how I am impacting my identity management system.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
okay, thank
yeah,
you.
yeah. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for all deep down insight on cybersecurity and artificial intelligence. Our next speaker already joined us via virtual mode, Dr. Swadhin K. Behra, sir. It is great pride and honor to introduce Professor Swadhin K. Behra, an internationally renowned climate scientist and director of the Application Laboratory at the Japan Agency for the Marine Earth Science and Technology. Professor Behra is widely recognized for his pioneering contributions to ocean atmosphere variability and climate prediction systems. He has played a Fellow of the American Geophysical Union and Vaibhav Fellow of the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. He earned his PhD in Oceanography from Burhanpur University and joined JAMSTEC in 1998. He also served as adjunct professor at the University of Tokyo and visiting professor at Nagasaki University. With numerous prestigious honors, including the JAMSTEC President's Special Award 2023 and Fellowship of the American Geophysical Union 2024, Professor Behra continues to shape the future of climate science and its applications. I humbly request Dr. Swadhin Behra, sir, to kindly deliver the keynote address.
Hello everybody, can you hear me? Hello everybody, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello?
Hello. We are
Hello,
already
can you hear me?
started, sir.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Can you see my screen? Okay, thank you very much. So, hello everybody, a very good afternoon from Tokyo, Japan. I thank the organizers for this international conference on artificial intelligence and Cybersecurity 2026 for giving me this opportunity to talk to you today. I am not a cybersecurity expert. I just use the artificial intelligence to kind of understand climate and also predict it and apply it for various societal applications. So my topic may be not so much into AI or so much into cybersecurity, but applying AI for climate science. Because climate extremes affect everybody and the whole society. So that's why I feel the AI integration for the climate extremes and using AI for climate extreme predictions and applications is useful for everybody. So I hope you will enjoy this talk. We have been seeing many extreme events in recent years. You have floods, you have droughts, you have heat waves, and some people started saying that we are no more in global warming era, but we are in era of global boiling, because the temperature in several parts of the world are hitting excess of 50 degrees centigrade now. So in that sense, extreme events are affecting our life. Now, besides those extreme events, India also suffer from the erratic monsoon. Sometimes we have extreme rainfall, floods during the monsoon season, and sometimes we have prolonged breaks, bringing a lot of problem to both farming and also water management. So in that sense, we feel we need to develop a system which can predict monsoon as well as extreme events, both extremes of monsoon and also other extreme events. And as climate change is happening now, we have global warming, and those climate change scenarios project more extreme events. We are already experiencing extreme events, intense extreme events, prolonged extreme events, and the projections are saying we are going into more extreme events in future. That's why we need to understand and predict these extreme events for our benefit. While we say climate change is responsible for these kind of extremes, climate change and extreme events are two ends of the chain, and in between you have the climate variations which happen in every 2 to 3 years. We have some phenomena in the Eastern Pacific called the El Nino here. We also have the Indian Ocean dipole. Monsoon also is one of those events, one of those climate events. We have variabilities in 2-3 years. Sometimes we have excess monsoon, sometimes we have very dry monsoons. Similarly, we have warm El Ninos, cold La Ninas, and positive Indian Ocean dipole, negative Indian Ocean dipole. And those climate modes somehow modulate these extreme events like drought, flood, heat waves, forest fire, even typhoon, cyclones. Intensities and frequencies are modulated by these climate variations. So in between climate change and these extremes, we have these climate variations. And luckily, most of our models are able to predict these climate phenomena at least 1 season ahead, 1 to 2 seasons ahead. So we have some kind of knowledge what is going to happen in 1 season or 2 seasons ahead, so that we can use them to understand and predict extreme events in coming seasons. Now, talking about the monsoon and so IOD nexus, monsoon we know it happens every year, and then El Nino Southern Oscillation is one phenomenon in the tropical Pacific that happens in 2 to 3 years, sometime in 2 years, sometime in 4 years, sometime in 5 years. And then we also have the Indian Ocean dipole, which happens in every 2 to 3 years. So there is kind of nexus among all these three, and the monsoon rainfall is somewhat modulated by ENSO and IOD, besides, of course, the large-scale circulation happening within the Indian Ocean basin. And that complex system, ENSO, IOD, monsoon, 3 different systems, understanding them through the normal observational analysis or traditional model is not so easy. And now we have the AI and digital twin, and we believe that helps us to kind of early detect the precursors, make the forecast, and then make the risk-based advisories for agriculture, water management, and other societal needs. Now, here is the era when you have the digital twins. What is digital twin? We have the physical world. If you see this diagram, this is the physical world. We have the winds, we have the temperature, we have the rainfall, and those are in our physical world. What we try to do is create a similar kind of system in the computer world, the digital world. Advantage of that is, like in the real world, if you want to create a scenario, okay, if you reduce carbon dioxide, if you increase carbon dioxide, if you do forest, or if you deforest, if you afforest, or you increase the irrigation or decrease the irrigation, how it is going to affect your local climate. It's very difficult to do that in a real world scenario. You cannot change things in real world, and you cannot see the sensitivity of those things in the real world in a real sense, which can be used by us. So in digital world, we can easily do those experiments, and we can see the outcomes out of those what if scenarios. Okay, if you do this, this happens. If you do that, this will happen. The rainfall will be intensified, rainfall will decrease, all those kind of things we can do in a digital world. So in that sense, digital twins are revolutionizing our kind of prediction and application systems. There is no one digital twin. We can have a digital twin of a city, we can have a digital twin of a village, we can have a digital twin of a small coastal region, and those digital twin can help the local community based on their needs. So that's why digital twin is a good system we are kind of developing for various needs. Now, what is this digital twin? The framework of the digital twin, we have a data layer, we have a model layer, we have an AI layer. We're introducing the AI layer now. And then we have a smart interface layer, which kind of connects the digital world with the real world, because humans and other human beings and IoTs will use this interface layer to get the information and disseminate them or use them for various purposes. Now, the data layer, we already have a lot of observations. Observations we have from 1950s, even 1940s. And then satellites started coming in 70s, 75, 76, 77, satellites started coming in. And those kind of observations helped us to understand the processes. Now we have the Argo floats in the oceans, which is also giving us information. So ocean atmosphere informations are available, not to the extent the models want or we want to understand the processes, but enough to kind of produce the prediction model and develop the digital twins. The model world, we started developing model in 1940s and 50s for providing weather predictions. And then people started developing climate models. Climate models kind of couple the atmosphere with the ocean and land, cryosphere, biosphere, everything in that. And the whole system becomes a coupled system, and using them, we try to predict what is going to happen in next season, 1 season ahead, 2 seasons ahead, 3 seasons ahead, and 1 year ahead. It started from the toy model developed by these two guys, Kirk Bryan and Suki Manabe. Suki Manabe got the Nobel Prize in 2021 for this effort. They tried to develop a toy model for the Atlantic. And using that toy model in 1969, they were able to show that this kind of toy model can actually mimic the actual ocean and atmosphere circulations. And because of that success, we are in a world now where we are trying to develop 1 kilometer global models, which can resolve many things. And at Jamstack, we are developing this coupled model, ocean atmosphere land coupled model, including sea ice and land ice, coupled model called Syntax Frontier Model. This is being developed in collaboration with European centers, Max Planck in Germany, Lausanne in France, and CMCC in Italy. Together, we are developing this model and running it on the Earth simulator we have at Jamstack. And this model is one of the best models in the world to predict El Nino, the Indian Ocean Dipole, and to some extent, the Indian monsoon. Here are some examples. I will show you about the predictions that we have given last year. This is the prediction was given on 1st May 2025 about the summertime temperature and rainfall, and also the El Nino index and the Indian Ocean Dipole index. And if you compare that, the temperature plot here is almost comparable to what we observed later. This was given in May, and then we got the observation at the end of August. And if you compare, they're quite comparable. And then also rainfall, we are predicting a good monsoon for India, and it happened actually, if you see the observations. We did the same thing for the winter. We predict this every month and publish these results through our website. If you want to see them, you can go to this link and find them every month, updated every month. This is the prediction given on 1st November for the winter predictions for December, January, February. And we are saying that, okay, the La Nina will continue for the December, January, February. There will be no dipole, and this is what expected for the temperature and rainfall. And if you compare them with observations, they're almost same thing. So based on that, I'm going to give you what is going to happen in future now. So this is the prediction we are giving now for the June, July, August this year, the summertime prediction for this year. And the model is predicting we'll have an El Nino when it goes to positive. When the index goes to the positive side, it is an El Nino when the Eastern Pacific is warm. And when that happens, it affects our monsoon, and monsoon gets reduced. We get below normal rainfall during the summer monsoon season in India. And that's what we see in the rainfall plot here. But luckily, we are also predicting, the syntax F also is predicting there will be a positive Indian Ocean dipole. A positive Indian Ocean dipole favors good monsoon for India. So the impact that we should have seen from El Nino, a very dry season for India, to some extent is reduced, will be reduced by the Indian Ocean dipole. So the monsoon will be dry on the drier side, but not too much to the drier side because of the Indian Ocean dipole. And it's good news in some sense. So we are continuing to predict this kind of climate phenomena, and then we also continue to further develop this model. We include more data into the model. We increase the number of ensemble members. Ensemble members are like members. We do many realizations at one time. We don't do just one model prediction. We do many model prediction at one time. And then take the average of that. If you increase the number of ensemble members, there is a probability of capturing some of those extreme cases. That's what we observed here. The black line is the observation, and if you see some of the ensemble members are closer to the observation. If you take the ensemble average, we are not close to the observation, but some of the members are capturing the observations. And here comes the AI. If we can use AI in a good sense, then the AI can capture those good model predictions, good ensemble members, and then that will completely enhance our predictions to a great extent. Now, once we have the predictions, the next thing is to apply them for various societal needs. We have been doing many projects to kind of use those predictions for actual societal needs. We are doing that for like disease predictions. We are trying to develop early warning systems. We developed one early warning system for malaria cases in South Africa, and the model was quite successful. It predicts the malaria cases quite well with a very high accuracy, 1 to 3 weeks ahead. We have another model which is using AI machine learning that can predict malaria cases even 2 to 3 months ahead. So that's very useful for the local government to develop prevention measures, gopher spray, or provide enough medicine to the hospitals so that the impact of those malaria outbreaks can be reduced. In the same way, we are also doing like crop yield forecast This is for global, so we can provide global crop yield forecast 1 to 2 seasons ahead. The models are quite good, skillful, at least 1 season ahead, 3 months ahead, for predicting like corn, rice, wheat, and soybean. And we hope by improving that, we can provide the predictions for food security, not only for one country, but whole world. Similarly, we are trying to do energy predictions. So what will be the need for the energy next month or next to next month? That is the toughest one, because so far what we have been using is probabilistic forecast. Okay, there is a chance of 40%, 50%, 60%. We'll have more crop yield, or more, or there is a chance of outbreak, malaria outbreak. But when you come to energy companies' demand is like, you give us a particular number. What will be the temperature next month, 2 months ahead? And that's the toughest part we have so far, because they're not able to use the probabilistic forecast, and we are not able to provide the deterministic forecast. Okay, next month temperature will be 32 degrees, 33 degrees. That's the most difficult one at this moment to predict. We can do that 1 day, 2 days, 3 days ahead. But beyond that, it is very challenging. So what we are trying to do is kind of develop a bridge between the demand and what we supply by providing some information to them so that they can use what we are providing them instead of just demanding what they need. Similar thing we are doing is we are trying to develop the stream flow forecast so we can provide river forecast. We have been doing that for South Africa and several other regions. So we'll do the flood warning for them. Now here comes the AI, which meets the climate predictions and climate science. We use AI in various climate predictions, like to improve the physical parameterizations we are doing for the modeling. Then we improve the ensemble prediction. I told you we can pick up the good ensemble members so that the prediction will be much better. We are also using AI ML themselves to directly predict the monsoon rain or the El Nino or the Indian Ocean dipole. And those models are completely statistical because they're based on AI. Some of those models are doing extremely well, but we know that they're not physics-based. So we're trying to constrain those models for physics, either do them physics constraint or physics informed, and eventually try to learn from those model outcomes. What are the reasons we are getting those predictions? And eventually the idea is we have the dynamical model I showed you before. We have these AI models coming up now. Eventually we develop the hybrid system, which will kind of integrate both worlds to give us better predictions. This is one example where you're using AI machine learning to capture selective ensemble members, which will give us better forecast. And by capturing them, the forecast skill improves a lot. This is the deep learning model we are using to predict various things. And here I'm giving you an example of predicting monsoon rains, summer monsoon rainfall for India. We provide a lot of parameters to this model. Model try to understand through its network. This is deep learning convolutional neural network. So it has a better neural network. So it goes deeper and try to understand the pattern of the networks and connection among the networks, then provides us different layers, and then we flatten them to get the results at the end. In this case, we are getting the prediction for monsoon rainfall. And you can see the scales here. 12 months ahead, the monsoon prediction scale is 0.76. There are no dynamical model in the world which gives us prediction of this accuracy 1 year ahead. So in that sense, the deep learning CNN model is doing extremely good job. And if you can understand, and we're using different kind of heat maps from this model to understand why the model is getting this prediction and which regions are like the precursors for giving us these predictions. And that's how we are learning from these AI-based models. What are the physics that is giving us the predictions? And eventually we will include them in the dynamical models to improve the dynamical model predictions. The next thing is to have a smart interface. At this moment, we are developing a 4-dimensional virtual Earth, kind of digital twin of the Earth. And the idea is all the information goes to the system, and then we have a smart interface which kind of picks up the information from here and provide them for the users for their own needs. Like you can have different users with different kind of needs, and this smart interface will be able to cater to all those needs. Through this agentic world, we are talking about agents now, AI agents. AI agents are now everywhere. So we are also talking about the climate AI agent, which will take all the observation, climate model, digital twin, and then do the risk forecasts based on the user needs, and then provide those information to various users or even digital twins, so that can be used for various purposes. So that's the summary of my talk. So we are doing quite well to understand and predict some of the climate modes and how they're modulating the extreme events. But still, there are a lot of processes we need to understand, and we are continuing to understand them by using AI and digital twins. Eventually, we believe digital twins with AI will transform the way we are predicting and applying them for various societal needs. We need a lot of collaborations because it's not only the climate science, it's not only the AI science. And eventually, I think we'll have a system where we have a multidisciplinary or transdisciplinary approach to develop better digital twins and AI. And the cybersecurity we are also trying to use because we need to authenticate. Once we make everything automatic, we'll no more check whether the data is real or not real. So we are trying to introduce some kind of blockchain technology, proof of concept or something like that, so that the data can be authenticated before actually going into the model and digital twins. Okay, I'll stop there. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. Now we have 2 minutes for question and answer. Anyone have any question? Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot, sir. Now we are proceeding for our next speaker.
It is my privilege to introduce Dr. P. Manjushri, ma'am, Senior Scientist G at the National Remote Sensing Center, Indian Space Research Organization. With over 32 years of distinguished experience in geospatial technologies and their advanced application. A PhD in Spatial Information Technology with a master's degree in physics, she currently serves as group head of the Advanced Analytics and Compute Infrastructure Group at NRSC. Her present research focuses on the development of Geo-AI and foundation models for satellite data applications along with NLP and AI-based platforms. Dr. Manjushri has made significant contribution to ISRO's disaster management support program over 3 decades. She has served as Deputy Project Director in Cyclone and Storm Surge, head of a Special User Flood and Landslides Monitoring Division. Her expertise spans flood management and mitigation, flood risk assessment, flood forecasting and early warning systems, urban flood modeling and the development of automated flood monitoring tools using advanced satellite data techniques. She is the recipient of several prestigious honors, including the Scientist Award in Remote Sensing in 2018 and multiple ISRO Team Excellence Award in 2007, 2013 and 2014. She has also received appreciation from various ministries and government bodies for her expansional contribution to geospatial technology. With over 40 publications, more than 745 citations and guidance provided to 35 MTech and MS students. Dr. Manjushri ma'am is also an active member of several professional societies including IEEE and other leading geospatial and scientific associations. I humbly request Dr. P. Manjushri ma'am to kindly deliver the keynote address.
Dear all, just give me a few minutes time. Yeah, sorry, just give me 1 minute time. Just loading my presentation.
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon to you all. I'm sorry for some delay. Yeah, thank you very much. I should thank my director, NRSC, for nominating me to interact with you all today. And I should thank Budani sir also, because I was requesting him to make it online because of some other pre-commitments in my office today. But he insisted that I should be present and I should interact with you all physically. So that's the reason. So let me just try to give you some, some of the research studies which we are doing on AI, ML, using the satellite image data. So we all know that how important it is, especially the ISRO has a vibrant Earth observation system. And we have a set of all Earth observation satellites, communication and navigation satellites, and also the planetary missions, right? So we have Chandrayaan 1, 2, 3 data sets in place, and we also have the Aditya data. Then we have the Mars data, MOM data. So much of data is available. So it is all data, data, data. Right? So now ISRO has opened the gates for this data. So now it is the data democracy. That is a word. So with the recent geospatial policy, any satellite data which is more than 5 meters is open to public. Right? So all the students, faculty, the researchers, academicians, the startups, whatnot, everyone can make use of this satellite data in your various applications. So coming to the vibrant Earth observation system. So we have a constellation of satellites ranging from different spatial resolutions, spectral resolutions, and of course temporal resolutions. We have data from 1980s. Now it is 2026. So different types of data sets of data variants are available to the public. Then this will be taking care of various applications with respect to the land, water, atmosphere, ocean, right? There are so many applications and so many segments in this sector. And the ground segment. So once I should talk about a little bit about our NRSC. So National Remote Sensing Center is one of the premier institute of ISRO, which actually acquires all the satellite data and process the satellite data and disseminates the data, and also various applications. We have our own aircraft, and then we have our own systems in place. So when I say acquisition, it is always the ground segment. So we have a huge number of antennas at Sharnagar, which is about 70 kilometers from Hyderabad, and which actually acquires the data in real time and then processes and disseminates to the users. So the ground segment is in place, the data products, the observations, then we have also in situ observations. So ISRO has a lot of in situ observations like the flux towers and also the automatic weather stations and also BIOS in the ocean. So many such in situ observations are also very important for us when we deal with the satellite data analysis. And of course the space applications varies from, the national imperatives are there, and also the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goals, which are designed by the United Nations and subsequently followed by various countries in the world. And of course, enabling this geospatial data and applications to the common man is what is the goal of all these missions. So as per the vision of our Vikram Sarabhai. And we have, in the process, we have the institutional linkages with many ministries. So the various ministries in the country with respect to the education, health, agriculture, and the disasters, so many are there. So we have linkages with the ministries, we have the linkages with the state remote sensing centers, we have the linkages with the academic institutions, the research institutions, the collaborations with them. So there are various types of, if you see the ecosystem, how ISRO has developed, first is the development of the satellites and sensors, looking at the needs of the government of India's policies, then the acquisition, then the applications, the ministries, and then how the students, the youth, the intelligent youth, that is what we call the intelligent minds. So how these are all involved, including the faculties. So there is a system in place which gives lot of scope for collaborations. So and one more important thing is the data continuity. So what is the resource at once? For example, I am telling about one satellite which has got about 3 sensors, A, B, C3 and IS4. So any satellite will have a life. So this data has to be continued. So the mission has to be continued. So there is one more called ResourceSat 2. There is one more called ResourceSat 2A. So all these satellites are continued data. Now this vision of continuity of data is now helping us to do the analysis with the AI. Right? That is very, very important. So, and also the inventory of all the natural resources and decision support tools in space, because if you don't have the decision support tools, it is very, very difficult to manage this huge number of data sets. So, this is what I have told. So we have various missions for various types of applications, including the ResourceSat, the Cartosat, which is a high resolution data, which gives a very detailed picture of anything on the Earth. And of course we have the OceanSat, specific missions for the ocean applications, that is the OceanSat 3 and the subsequent missions. And of course we have the INSAT, which takes care of the meteorological parameters, and now the rainfall, which we are able to do, the IMD is able to do, especially the forecast, and also the existing, what is the rainfall measuring system is there, it is all done with the INSAT data, which gives at a very global scale. So this is the way we have the aerial, and we have the UAVs, we have the drones with us. So depending on the applications, we move this, and of course we have the terrestrial, as I mentioned, we have the Doppler weather radars in place, entire country. So it is nothing but data, data, data. It may be a point observations, it may be a geospatial, I can say in the 2D format, it can be in the 3D format also. So basically, as per the vision of our father of space, Vikram Sarabhai, the space technology should be useful to the common man. So there is always a race. The space race is always there. So ISRO is also part of the space race. As you all know, the Gaganyaan mission, which is going to come in the next 2 years. And also recently, we have also done a lot of experiments with the reusable launch vehicles. So many things are going on. So we are in the space race with respect to the other countries. But at the same time, it is not only the race, but it has to help the common man. So these are the various programs by the government of India in terms of, the water security, energy security, disaster risk reduction, the sustainable development, infrastructure security, health security. So there are various programs in the government of India with respect to the goals. So satellite data plays a vital role in each and every part of this SDG. So I have listed some, but there are many SDGs, but all will not be done by the satellite data, but these are the ones which can be done. So coming to this, now we all know that everything is data, as I mentioned. So the main important thing, I need not go to the definitions of AI, ML, because from morning I have been seeing how many papers, about 600 papers have come. So I assume that you all know the definitions of AI, ML and DL, and how the deep learning is now picking up at a faster pace with respect to when compared to other countries, and how the foundation models, which is the next gen, is also coming in place. So why I mentioned here the big data. Satellite data is nothing but big data. It comes in different velocities, because different temporal periods, it comes with different variants. That means what I mean to say, different resolutions, the spatial resolutions, the spectral resolution, and the veracity is more, and also the seasonal. See, there are various seasons. So based on how the seasons are, the data will be captured. Right? So you need to have a homogenization of the data. Then only we can work with the AI and ML models. So the data equation is one. So the challenges are many. So you need to have huge, terabytes, petabytes of data is existing now, which is archived from so many years. Right? The need of the hour is to make use of this data for various SDGs using the AI and DL techniques. So when we keep this type of huge data, the security of the data management, data warehouses, and also the safety of the data is also very, very important. As mentioned by Dr. Udani sir in the morning, the data centers, we have huge data centers which archives all this data. So we have one at Shadnagar, we have exclusively for the disasters, we have one data center which takes care of all the disasters, natural disasters in the country, and exclusively for the applications, we have RSA data center which is at Balanagar. So the data centers are many because we have to host all this data in these centers with appropriate security, privacy, and also in between the seamless operation. All these things are very, very important when we do this, when we deal with the big data analytics. Now, you all agree, now it is a cloud computing era. So there is though the data warehouses are very important, but at the same time, the cloud computing technique is also equally important. Now, how many can afford this type of data centers? So that is where the cloud computing techniques analysis tools have come into place. Where you know the Google Colab, right? The Google Earth engine. These are some of the engines which are actually done by Google, but at the same time, we can also access entire world. The researchers are able to access and they are feeling the easy use of using the cloud computing techniques. So here, as you all know, the software as a service is given, the platform, the GE, Google Earth Engine is a platform which is given as a service. So platform as a service, data as a service, then software as a service. So these are some of the things which are actually existing from past 5 to 6 years or more than, or 10 years also. But still we need to have something like this. So as sir has told in the morning that there are NVIDIA GPUs which are going to come in the center, in the university. So I request all of you to make use of this type of, the hardware infrastructure. You require high-end GPUs to work using AI/ML, and that too with a huge number of data sets. So make use of this center, of this hardware, which is sir has told in the morning for your research. Right? And coming to the AI/ML, which we are doing at ISRO. So we have, as I mentioned, we are using it in the launch vehicles. We are using it in the space trajectory design and also the automation part. And also for the health monitoring of the satellites in the space, we are using the AI. And of course, we have the Vyomitra. You must have heard about this Vyomitra. Yeah? The humanoid robot, which is going to go before the human going to the space, before the Gaganyaan or the human goes into the space, we are planning to have a similar sort of a humanoid robot called Vyomitra, which will actually simulate all the things which as a human being does, so that when a real human goes, how it will be, those things we can learn from this Vyomitra. And also the space traffic management, which is very, very important because the space debris is increasing, so we need to monitor the space traffic management in the space, and that is the reason why we have this multi-object tracking radar, MOTR, which is at Sriharikota. And of course the data processing analysis, the big data analysis for the natural resource mapping is where AI is highly being used. And of course, the high-end propulsion technology to ensure that cost-effective reusable launch vehicles is where AI is being used, and also for the quality check. So VSSC is one of the premier institute of ISRO, so which makes use of the AI in their quality checking in each and every parameter, and weather forecasting and nowcasting, and geointelligence information from the satellite data sets, and crop yield prediction, precision agriculture, and detection of the encroachments. So this is what is happening right now, right? A lot of lakes are being eaten away, right? lot of lakes are being encroached and they are being eaten away. So that you can monitor with the help of the satellite data, time series data, which will say whether the lake was really existing or not 10 to 15 years back and how it has been is presently now. So, of course, the planetary missions, the orbit maneuvering and also the planetary data analysis, AI is useful and it is being used. And of course, the smart mind tracking is one more thing which we are using. So, in totality, in all sectors, in various sectors, AI is being used. Coming to the applications part where I have mentioned about the SDGs. So, this is what is a complete workflow is. So, we have the data from the observation platforms are many. The data can be from the instruments like the flux towers or the automatic weather stations or anything. Then the data can be from a drone, data can be from a UAV, data can be from a satellite, then data can be from a LiDAR, right? So the observation platforms are many. So all this data which is coming in different heterogeneous format should be made into a homogeneous format. That is very important for the AI applications. The next one is the fusion. Suppose if you want to fuse the ground data or the point data with the satellite data, then you need to have different types of technique to fuse them. So the next challenge will be to do this fusion, what are the techniques to be used. And the third thing is, once the data is ready, you need to create a lot of training data sets. As you all know, AI means it is a training data set. So you need to do the training data set generation and then the multimodal. So for different satellite, different models. So the one which works for a satellite with a resolution, especially of 10 meters, doesn't work for 5 meters or 1 meter. So you need to train for each individual satellite sensor. So that is what is the challenge. And we have different, you have to select the application, whether you are going for a feature extraction or you are going for an object detection in the satellite image or you are going for a chain detection study. So that is the next challenge. And this can be used for various applications as mentioned before. So this is an example for you to understand how the data variant is. This is a 1 meter data. Yeah, this is a 1 meter data where you have very detailed like aircrafts, cars or something like that. And this is a 2.5 meters data. So this is hyperspectral data. So we have another class of satellites which give the information about the features in a very narrow bands. Like for example, the EM spectrum, the visible, near infrared and also the microwave and etc. So in this, between the visible band, in between the visible bands, you have about 200 nanobands in one band. That is what is called the hyperspectral. So you get more and more information about a feature. It is very much useful for minerals and also the crops, identification of the different crops. So the data variant is with respect to the radiometry, with respect to the temporal, with respect to the spatial resolution and also the spectral resolution. So this is the challenge in working out using AI. So the next thing is, this is already I mentioned about the workflow process. So first is the problem statement you have to define. Next is the data collection, then the data processing, making them analysis ready, data homogenization, then the feature selection, then the choose the model, then train the model, then parameter tuning, prediction. So this is what is a complete workflow process is. So this I think I already mentioned because I have one more PPT because Udani sir has asked me to brief about the Bhuvan portal, about the Bhuvan data center. So I got a PPT sir just now by mail. So I will be talking about that also. So data homogenization is very, very important, and the training set generation and the labeling challenges. So people who are students or faculty who are already working on AI/ML, can you just raise your hands? Please. Because you can understand much better what I am talking. So the label generation is very, very important, right? I'm sure you will agree. So this will take it here. If you just see this, so this is how you create. There are various types of methods. How do we create the training data sets? It can be with respect to a thematic layer, or you yourself draw digitization on a particular feature. So if you are doing the drawing business, then this is how you have to take care when you are doing the digitization process. Then you have to do the analysis, then the model evaluation. So we define what is called the IOU, that is the intersection over union. You will be getting more true positives, false negatives. So you need to have some statistical measure to evaluate your AI model. After that, you need to do the parameterization, or you have to increase your epochs or the learning rate. You have different types of parameterization techniques are there to make it really accurate. So IOU to be accurate. Now, after this, you also have to do the post-processing. So that is also very, very important. So the pre-processing, the label data generation, the model, and the post-processing. This complete set is the complete AI and ML process which actually has to be done. Now, so there are various models like the artificial neural networks, you have the convolution neural networks, you have the recurrent neural networks. So if you are dealing with a tabular data, like for example as I mentioned about the data from the ground sensors, so you need to work with the ANNs. If you are working with image data, you need to have designed a CNN, convolution neural network, and the sequential data, like this time series data is there. So then you have to go for the RNN. So like this, there are various types of architectures you define when you are dealing with the problem statement which you define. So there are advantages and disadvantages for each and every model. So and also there are prediction models like this, the ARIMA, ARIMAX, ARIMA, so many are there, Kalman filters, LSTM, long, short-term memory, etc. So these are all the various metrics models which are useful and which we work with when we are designing an application. So these are some of the techniques which I listed out for interest. So if you are going for the classification of satellite data or object detection, then you have to go for the random forest model. And if you want to have a high accuracy with robustness, then you introduce a XGBoost into that model. Then if you are doing a recognition and classification, then you have to go for deep convolution neural network model. So like this, there are various techniques, and generally GANs. You must have heard about the generative adversarial networks, where you will be predicting. Suppose there is some cloud in the image, right? But you want a cloud-free image, right? So these GANs, there are various GANs are there. Various in that again, cycle GAN, XG GAN, so many GANs are there. So to reduce the haze in the satellite images, you can use these GANs to predict them a cloud-free image. So this is how the different types of networks are there based on your application. And deep reinforcement learning model is one to improve the unsupervised band selection using especially in the hyperspectral images. So I will just go through, see, our idea is to create a geo-intelligence platform using the AI/ML. See, there are various features on this earth. So we have started with few features, and to make it operationalize is a very big challenge because of the heterogeneity in the data, and the challenges are many. So we started with 3-4 applications, then we are trying to make it operational. Now worldwide, did anyone hear about the Sentinel data? Sentinel satellites? Yeah, thank you. Only 1% out of the 4. So Sentinel satellites are ESA, the Copernicus ESA, that is the European Space Agency. They have about 6 to 7 satellites. They cater to various applications in the space segment. So whatever product or data they have, they are all analysis ready products. And worldwide, especially the Chinese, the Japanese, and the US people, they work with this data. And then different models are generated. And you know, the world is racing. As you all know, you should also be in that race. So when Sir has called me, I thought I should come and share with you how the advancements are going in the world and where exactly we stand. We stand very back. So for this, the data is available, the models are available, the infrastructure is available. So what is required is only the zeal and the motivation and the collaboration. As our chief guest has told, the university students should have the collaboration with the startups. That's a very good combination. So if the students, actually in fact in Hyderabad, few of the colleges have this capsule, this model, where they have the university students, especially the third years, second years and third years have, they have the innovation hubs. Each college has innovation hub. So in this techno innovation hubs, they introduce the startups, and these startups work with the students. Of course, students will be academically, they have to write their own, they have their own CGPAs and all are there going on. But parallelly, they will be working with the startups for the new projects, on new projects. And then finally, when they come out and pass out, they will absorb into the startup. The research will be going on. So there is a continuity in the research. So that is what is very much important. So coming back to the topic, so we started doing it with different types of applications. I will show you this out. So these are some of the urban growth zones, and the solar farm detections, the ship detections, the aircraft detections, the building detections, the road detection, and also the crop yield, crop forecasting. So these are some of the things which actually we have done and try to work out with I'll just give you some examples what we have done. So this is an example of the automatic aircraft detection, which is completely automatic. So you just have to give the image, it will give you the aircrafts in the image. And not only giving the aircrafts, it will also classify the aircrafts, whether it is a military aircraft or a civilian aircraft or a helicopter or a drone. So this reduces, this is very much useful for the strategic users, especially our defense people. So if you have built, make this model robust and then place the model and in their systems, then as soon as the data, satellite data is acquired, then they can have the information within few seconds. So that is what is the idea behind, and this is done for the strategic users. And the next one is the landslides. As we all know that India is, natural disasters are many, and of course now landslides are also many, and most of them are rainfall-induced landslides. And also now, because of the earthquakes and the fault lines, so many things are happening in the Himalayan ranges. So we have more and more landslides, and the landslides, they create a lot of damage to the infrastructure, especially the villages, and also the critical infrastructures by various establishments. So that is the reason why landslide detection is very important. Not only detection, but also the hazard zonation. So we have carried out with ML, what are the areas which are likely to be prone for landslides, and we also give the landslide alert system is also in place by NRC. So this is one model, the deep learning model, DeepLab V3 we have used to actually identify the landslide within few seconds after the data is acquired. So this is one example. And the other one is the water body detection. So this is using the Sentinel-2 data, and where we have identified all the lakes in Hyderabad within few seconds. And here we have used a unit CNN model. And see, what happens is the satellite image is very big. It's a huge image, about 3000 by 3000 pixels. So it's a very huge image. So whatever the projects done at the university level are, they will be given a small image, some 256 by 256 or 128 by 128. But when we deal with the real satellite image, it is very big. So we need to segment, make it into segments and then give each one into the pipeline And then after that, you have to do the mosaic. And during this process, you will be getting lot of false negatives also. So you need to require the post-processing techniques are also very important for that. So this is one of the things which we have done it for the Hyderabad. And also the land use, land detection. Here the multi-class segmentation technique was used, and about 8 classes were actually designed for this. And we have used the DL model unit with ResNet 50 encoder, and this is how the results have come. And the ML-based crop classification is one, and also the crop yield. So this is done for 2 states, Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra. So 2 different techniques were used, and then we have actually done it only with the help of the satellite data. And another one is the developments in the hilly regions. So whenever a new village comes, so whatever the development takes place in the hilly regions, they do the deforestation. So deforestation identification is very important from various angles, especially from the strategic point of view also it is very important, especially in the Himalayan regions. So that is the reason we have taken up this study to, for one of the strategic users. The inference model is in place. So once we get the satellite input the data, what we get is the new villages which have been formed during the time. So this is using the microwave SAR data because it can have all weather capability. SAR data is one more. It is different from optical. So since it has got all weather capability, it is very much visible, very much important for many applications. With the recent NISAR mission with the NASA and ISRO collaboration, the NISAR satellite data is going to in L-band and S-band data. The L-band sensor is by NASA and S-band sensor is by ISRO. So now this data also is going to make public, so you will have n number of applications. So I request all the faculty members to encourage the students to work with this L and S-band data. So the next one is the ship detection. The various models are there, and the comparison of the models. And the road detection. See, road detection, generally what happens is we digitize. That is the traditional way of doing. Now we are going forward, we have to have some automation. So automation classification is not sufficient. The AI-based road detections are much challenging because there will be a discontinuity. Suppose there is a shadow, tree shadow. You take an image, it's a tree shadow. So, because national highways you find trees, right, in the middle. So if there is a tree shadow, there will be a discontinuity. So you need to have a graphic neural network. We have used GNN to make it continuous, right? And second thing is, suppose there is a traffic island. So there will not be any road in the traffic, correct? In the center one. So we need to connect. So based on some morphological operators, we can connect these roads to be, continuous. So this is how many challenges will be coming, but still we can have solutions for all of these things. And solar farm segmentation, this gets mixed up with many features, especially the floating solar panels. So that's a challenge, floating solar panels, because it gets mixed up with the water. So floating solar panels are very much useful compared to the ordinary solar panel. That is what the study says. And Gujarat also, there are many where, on the reservoirs and also on the lakes, they make these floating solar panels. So this model takes care of those things, and we have made a class imbalance to dynamic balance type. And rooftop classification, so different types of rooftops like, concrete, metallic. So this is also from the strategic point of view, this is a very important study. So this is using the hyperspectral imagery from NMAP. This is a German satellite. So we have done this study, and then we are able to identify the model is developed, and then we will identify the difference between the concrete and metal. And this is one interesting thing. So this is during the the TTD Brahmotsavam, Tirumala Devasthana Brahmotsavam. So a request came from them. So generally, we get requests from many departments. So a request came from them saying that the Brahmotsavam is taking place, and then we need to have, through the surveillance camera, they want to know how much is the crowd density. So we have developed this new model where, suppose you give a picture, a photo, it will say how many people are there in this photo. So this is one of the new thing which we have done it recently, and you have to train the data. So how do we do this? So I expect a question from you people. How do you do this? So this is already a pre-trained data is there which we have found it. We trained it with that, and then we have found that it is able to more than 90% accuracy has come using this model. So now if you give a picturized data of a camera or a surveillance video also, this is possible to count how many people are there, the head count can be done. So another thing is the dynamic water layer. This is very important. As and when a satellite image is there, today every 5 days this data, every 5 days you get data with 2 satellites combination. So the dynamic water layer, how the dynamics in the river, the water bodies, like ponds, lakes, everything is there. This is a very important input to various ministries. So this is an AI-enabled water body detection system has been developed for this. So the crowd detection, this is the Kumbh Mela. So government wants to know how many people have attended. So they can't count physically, right? Especially when they keep so many rules also for permissions and all, still people go. It happens. So they wanted to know how to know the crowd density using the, so you require a very high resolution data. So we have acquired our Carto 3 data on this Kumbh Mela, and when we have been about 50% accuracy we have got, not so much because the trained data is very, very less. So we need to wait for another Kumbh Mela or another events where more number of people gather, and then train it much more accurately to get the accuracy. Yeah, lightning, yes. Of late, you must have observed that number of death cases are high due to lightning. So lightning nowcasting needs to be done with the AI and ML model. So this is how, using the INSAT data, we have taken various parameters, and we also have the light detection sensors at various parts in the country. So using this point data where the light, the lightning has happened, we train the model, and then using the INSAT data, so lighting happens with some parameters. So those parameters we have got it from the INSAT data, and then we have done the correlation, and we have made this model a little bit robust where we can give the nowcasting that yes, see here the lightning is going to occur, and we can reduce some of the deaths here. So of course change detection is very important. This I am skipping a little bit. Yeah. So change detection, yes, analysis ready product with respect to the atmospheric correction, radiometry, spectral fidelity, data homogenization. These are most important for the change. Otherwise you get everything as a change. So even the snow, suppose there is, you are comparing 1 month data with, for example, January data with November data. So there will be a lot of difference in the images. So you are looking for some change, but the image has meaning. So that changes, you have to go on omitting them to narrow down to what change you are looking for. So that is why the data homogenization is very important during the change detection studies. So there are various studies, deforestation, crowd, soil erosion, glacier cracking. These are some of the applications and use cases of the change detection studies. And this, using the high resolution data of IRS, Cartosat, we have found, there's a binary change detection we have found, and we have done a bitemporal change detection study, which is very robust and also accurate. And the next is, as mentioned in the morning, see, NVIDIA GPUs are being purchased, right? So when you want to have a NLP based, now the world is looking for the NLP based and large language models. So you can have a sort of a spatial query system. That is what this platform is. So this is a geo-powered platform where you give a query. Like you want to know what is the flood situation in Bihar in 2024, right? A common man. You can have this is a mobile based also, desktop and also mobile based platform. So if you want to have that query, then how the triggering the chain happens, I'm just telling you. So the user will give a query like this. Either it can be a text or it can be a voice. The voice, because it is NLP based, they can ask it in Hindi, they can ask it in any language. So this is how the NLP system, the query system will be built. The next is it takes over, the NLP engine takes over. Then it will analyze what is the case. For example, you are asking flood. And tomorrow someone else may ask what is a burnt area, forest burnt area. Or someone may ask what is a new road network. Any question. So you have to build the query system with all this in mind. Then the location. Suppose I say it is Hyderabad, new lakes in Hyderabad, or new lakes in Gujarat, or which have vanished in Gujarat or Hyderabad. So the location is important, the time period is important, and also what I am looking for is important. So the NLP engine takes this type of thing. And next is, there are two ways. One is already a GE analytical platform is available. So the GE will take over and it will search for all the queries which you have asked. So you have asked time, you have asked the location, you have asked the purpose. So the background GE, the program runs. And then it will give, the analytical module will give you what is the, this is how it will happen. It will give the text summary, like this many lakes of this much of area have increased or vanished. Some text summary. Second thing, a map and a graph. Sometimes a graph also may come as an input, depending on the query you asked, and also a visualization. So you will get it on the screen. So the front end what you have is a mobile-based or a web-based or a chatbot. So this is a complete NLP-based AI platform. So this was built, and then this was done for, because you need to have what are the data sets which are supporting the GE. So right now in the Google Earth engine, the Landsat data and Sentinel data series are supported. So this works only for these two satellites. Now, so this is how the GUI, it comes in your mobile. This color is all is, the blue color which you are seeing is all the flood, because I asked that question. And this is the Delhi built up area expanded between 2020 and 25. This is the query I asked. So between 20 and 25, what is the development which has taken place in this city? So this is visualized in the form of a map, and also you get the statistics. So this is how the platform is made. Now another thing is, suppose you don't want to use GE. Right? Why you have to depend on Google Earth engine? So we should have our own AI-based inference model. So that should be in the backend. So that is how one more system was made. And here you can give the latitude, longitude, you can question, then you can also ask for summary. It can also take a summary from all the websites. Suppose you say, give me the summary of the development of roads in Gujarat from so and so to so and so time. So it will fetch in the back end all the information, and it will give a summary in the form of bullets. So that is one type of user query. And news-based change detection. Then the other one is a coordinates. Suppose you do not know the place, name of a place, then you know the latitude, longitude. Just type that and what you want and the time period. It will done the background. And of course, it will have a satellite image analysis model where it will take whatever satellite you have done. Suppose I have done it for IRS Cartosat, then it will take the Cartosat inference model and it will give me the road. So you should define what application you do it, that you have to keep it in the inference model. So this is how it is. It has a voice, social media insights, it will have a coordinate input, it will have a direct image, you can also give the directly one image, then it will do the binary change detection, multi-class segmentation, then it will do the road built up. Right now we have kept these two in this platform. Yeah, the next thing is, see, lot of information is collected from the ground through mobile-based applications. That is called crowdsourcing. Right? There are two types. One is, suppose a disaster has occurred, and then people want to give the information, something on that. So now there are various mobile-based applications. For example, Bhuvan has one. Bhuvan is ISRO's portal. So we have a mobile-based application on that. So you just have to, download the mobile-based application in your mobile, and then you want to report something, right? Especially in disasters is very useful. So you do not know where it has occurred and how much intense it is. So suppose an earthquake has occurred. So you will immediately say on this mobile-based application, there will be a query, there will be a photo also you can upload. So you will write on that and then you give it onto the portal. It will land onto the Google portal. Now, like this, crowdsourced information will be multi, right? They have to be filtered. So you cannot take everything. So as ma'am has explained, anything can happen. All data is not good or is not correct. So we need to do some filtering, right? Suppose we train our ministries, department officers to collect the ground truth data, especially on crop or some on soil or some minerals or anything for that, on geology, many things. So we need to do some photo analytics. So this is how we have used from the Bhuvan FDC platform, data collection platform, we have done that. We have used some transformers and then filtered out that these images will be in lakhs. So how many images you see physically? It is impossible to see physical which picture is good, which is bad, which is which can be discarded. So this application will actually filter out all those bad images which are not required and which are poor and which are very weak. So it will give only so this is a very good application which we have actually designed. So now, as I mentioned earlier, there are so many satellites, so much of information coming from various satellites. And for each satellite you need to have a different model. But how many models you will do it? How many? It's impossible. So the process what I told just now, it will take a lot of time and many people are required. So now the concept is the foundation model. So the foundation model is a scalable AI model which can be used for all the satellites of different spatial resolutions. That is how the model is built up. So this is initially, it has been built up by the IBM NASA. So they have taken the harmonized Landsat and Sentinel. They have combined two satellites. Landsat is one satellite, Sentinel is one. So they have combined these two satellites and they have made the harmonized data for entire world. See how much effort is being kept. How many people, teams are working to make the data useful and usability by various researchers. That is what they are doing. So it is in lakhs, entire globe the data is available. So using this harmonized Landsat Sentinel data, for some applications they have released this foundation model. So this foundation model, what it does is, it does some pre-training, then the fine-tuning of that, and also the inference model. So this we have treated, and this is one application for the forest fires burn scar. So this model is already available. So we try to use it for our IRS data, but it has not worked. It has not worked. So we are working on changing the foundation model parameterization we are doing so that it will work on our IRS data sets. So this is one example. This is the HLS image and that is a burn scar, the forest burn scar. Yeah, coming to all the data sets, I should mention here, as I mentioned earlier, the data above 5 meters is free. So where it is? So this is the portal that is called the Bhunidhi. This portal, bhunidhi.nrse.gov.in. So just have to register yourself, some minimum, you just have to create your own password, username, password. Then go here, you will understand how you can download the data and work with the data. The next one is the Bhuvan. Already so many geocentric applications are available and data is also available. The thematic layers are available on this portal. So you can, anyone can take it. The next thing is NDM portal, ndm.gov.in. This is for only the natural disasters in the country. And you also have the decision support tools available on this portal. So any disaster occur any part of the country, you can log in onto this NDM and see there. So there is a disaster dashboard also. So you can see all that and learn about it and know how the situation of the disaster is there in another part of the country. And exclusively for meteorological ocean parameters, this is a ISRO portal called MOSDAQ. And Vedas, this is for the visualization and data computation. So you can find many applications on this Vedas. And the next one is the NICES. This is for the climate variables, climate and environmental variables, where they are called the ECVs. So India is part of it. So we need to give some information on the climate variables, essential climate variables. So we are giving about 12 to 13 parameters as part of the program. Yeah, this I already mentioned. So the final aim is to create a Geo AI platform. I'm summarizing everything what I mentioned. So the ingestion and processing of the data into the system, the storage and access, because it takes huge amount of petabytes of storage or more than that, and also the access to all the data sets. And the AI algorithms, different types of are there. So which feature, which algorithm that you have to map and take it. And improvising the context analysis. So you need to use the autoencoders and GANs depending on your application to reduce the noise reduction in each and every image. And after the product is there. And interoperability and transparency. So this is very important. So the Geo AI completely consists of the data platforms, data ingestion tools, then the exploration visualization, the AML tools, the NLPs, and the geospatial intelligence. So this is how the complete model is. So the challenges in the process, I mentioned many challenges. So the same things are here. Yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you all. Thank you. Yeah, any questions, please? See, what is important is the zeal, right? The zeal to do something new. That is very, very important. So, I'll just mention to you. Definitely, sir. Sir, I would require some PhD students also, MTech students and PhD students, so that the work can be, it cannot be done in just 1 or 2 months. So many students, I already have 12 students here right now. So they are working with me right now. So my team is always there, and I acknowledge all the work done by my scientists, the entire team at NRSC, who have done all this AML, and we are still working on it. And then we have to make it something operational, and that too with our IRS, Indian Remote Sensing Satellite Data Sets. Yeah. So just because sir has told about Bhuvan, the data center, so I got this presentation now. So I'll just inform you. It is the first Indian geo platform of ISRO, consisting of lot of data, analysis, products, and which is disseminated to all, right? You just have to register here because everything comes out of registration only. So it is visualization, how the process has started. Initially it was only the visualization. Then later on it was map-centric. Now the G-governance applications have come, there are many applications. And we introduced the data science operations into this portal in 2021. And 2023, we started having a lot of requests from various international institutes that they want this. So whenever a request comes from any institute, what we do is we make a customized portal for them. So which is actually accessed only by them, not by normal public. And also the NGA support. Now we started developing, since the gates are open for various data sets as per the Geospatial 2022. So now the thematic products are also open to all the research community. So these layers, thematic layers are available from Bhuvan, so you can download them. There's no issue at all. So as per the Geospatial policy, you can download the thematic layers, and depending on your problem statement, what you want, you can download them. And the foundation is something like this. Satellite data sets about more than 167, and thematic geospatial applications to various ministries are there, and mobile apps are there. You know, this will, as I mentioned, as per the Bhuvan mobile-based application, it will land onto this. And then, yeah, this is how the page looks like. And then the next generation, and you have some AI/ML also on this. And then you have a 3D. You can have the 3D views also for various locations in the country. You can download, the scales are there, so you can download the data. Then you have the decision support tools. So we have a 10,000 scale. We have so many things. You can just have to play with it. Play with the Bhuvan portal. I'm just trying to close it here. So you have the resource management also. You have water bodies, you have roads, then the capabilities, analytics, then data services, and then the data thematic services, the disaster services, the ministry applications. Then we have everything is as per the OGC standard application, we do it. And you have the features, WMS services, WFS services on this. And the Bhuvan APIs are also there so that you can work into your model. Okay, this is international, I think I have that.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. Those participants who didn't register yet, I request them kindly register yourself first, and then you may proceed for the lunch. Thanks a lot, everyone.
खाने पीने नहीं ऑर्डर